Welcome back to another episode of Good Earners reviewing The Sopranos. And here on Good Earners, we like to talk about family, finessing, finances, and feelings in the world of Tony Soprano, bringing you a new perspective, a fly perspective, and a black perspective. I'm not alone. Of course, I'm here with the other two capos of this pod of ours, Big Rich Town, Spike Lou. How you fellas doing, man?
What's the good word, people? What do you know? What do you say?
Hey, doing well, man. Doing well, man. Just trying to live free or die.
Well, you're still with us, so obviously you're living free.
Yeah, man, living free, man.
Yes, sir. But for those that have been here before, y'all know what we do. We're making your Mondays magical. For those that haven't been here, strap on your seatbelts and go for this ride with us down the turnpike of Jersey.
Or Hershey.
Strap on was crazy. Strap on for this episode was crazy.
Oh man, that all right. But before we get into,
hey, tell them the best part. Tell them the best part.
Right. Hey, Chris is a fool, man. Chris is fooling.
His man
is he's even worse. Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you around?
That is big. Why are you around it? But before
the best part,
bro, that
crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Niggas was geek. They were geek. They couldn't wait to break that news.
Hey,
I remember what that was like before everybody had the same apps on their phone.
Same time.
Was the first
right.
one. You was the first one to really hear something. You could hit the group chat up and do that. That's what they were. The walk that Chris had. We'll talk about it when we get there. The walk that Chris had coming out the car. He could not wait.
Oh man, it's something when you got the exclusive information, like. And to be honest, and I know we're going to get into the emails, but to be honest, I ain't tripping if I'm on the side delivering the information or receiving it. I'm just happy to be there in that moment. Like, I can't tell you how many times in college my bro would be like, nigga. He'd be like, uh-oh, this is about to be crazy. What?
All you need to hear is that
nigga. Or for those that are not black, it's like, bro, you're not going to believe this. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so either way it goes. So yeah, that's funny you say that.
That's the funniest thing when they like nigga.
You're like,
oh shit.
Yeah, all right. Hold on, bro. Let me put this up real quick. Let me put this. Hold on. Let me sit down. Let me
get right real quick. Hold on, man. Hold that thought.
Hold that thought. Yeah, man. The good old days, bro. All right. So our segment, of course, is we like to recognize the supporters of ours. So without further ado, let's get into it. Our first email or comment comes from our guy, Kiori. We call him K-Dog. He responded
You call him K-Dog.
I didn't come up with the name. That was Spike.
No, I'm talking shit, man.
Oh, I was like, I didn't say that. He said that. But Kiori.
That quick. Well, I can say that.
Hey, hold up. He says on the last episode, the fleshy part of the thigh, he says Rich was 100% right about the casting being spot on for the evangelist.
I thought we already did this.
Okay, all right. I guess I did. All right. Kiori getting a double time on it. All right. Let's see what we got here.
More proof that Mo don't read these emails, yo.
Right. I skim through it. Skim through it.
He skims through it.
I definitely do. Shout out to the boy. Instagram DM. We got a few DMs from our guy, our East Coast Connection, our Italian brother, Chris Falone. One of the things he says, I'm with you, man. I always thought the EMT actually did take the money. Did I read this last week too?
No.
Okay, this okay.
You mentioned in the episode about how you thought he took the bread.
Okay. He says, I always thought that the EMT did take the money. We've seen Tony with cash on hand throughout the series. No way he was walking around with an empty wallet. By the way, the votes are coming in for the next show, fellas. So I got to figure out how to tally this joint. So he says he says big vote for Friday Night Lights for the next review, by the way, 100.
Classic show, man.
Hey, look. Hey, man.
Classic show, man.
Yes, sir.
Show. Yeah, you know what? I still don't think I don't have the indication that he did it, but I will say, given Tony's state, like he probably was thinking like, this nigga about to die. This nigga got shot. Like, I don't know, it took us forever to get here. This nigga ain't about to pull through. Let me run this bread up.
I wonder, is that a common thing amongst EMTs?
That's a great question. They got that reference comes from somewhere.
Got to. Like
Cops did that to
rings,
me.
watches.
Cops did that to me once.
I know cops do it.
I know they
I
do.
know they
Cops did that to
dirty
me
asses
once,
do
man.
it.
Like
Yeah.
they took all the cash out of my wallet. I remember I was in the holding cell. I don't even remember what it was, but it was like one of them where they take you in and you go to the holding cell for like 30 minutes and then they release you and shit like that. And I remember getting my stuff back and looking for my cash, and there was like this pink slip with like, if you want, come to court and blah, blah, blah. And if you found innocent, then we'll report. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is just clean robbery. Like, there was nothing I could do.
That is so whack. What they get you for?
Nigga, who knows back then? Who knows?
Probably like whatever it was, you needed it, right? You're like,
I was like 20, 21. Like it was college.
Yeah,
I needed all of that.
All
like,
that.
That was like for real. Like, so I don't know. It was some dumb shit. I think it was we threw a house party and
okay. You know how I know how that
ordinance and niggas ended up getting arrested. Everybody that lived in the house got arrested.
That happened.
Whole Toledo PD came and was stunting.
Yep.
Black college and party, because we lived in the neighborhood. We lived off campus.
Mm-hmm.
We had the house and all that, so you know how it is.
You definitely got that off campus vibe. Like you definitely that type of nigga for real.
Yeah, I was 1 year on campus and I'm out. I got
you that dude. I could totally see you be like, yo, come to the crib.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I couldn't. Campus life. Yeah,
100%.
What J. Cole say, man, way too old to be sneaking up in your dorm room. Come on, man. Pull up.
Right.
I'll come get you,
boy.
I done made that trip. I done made those trips a couple times. I done pulled up. Motherfuckers see me outside of the dorm. Like, hold up, who you here to pick up? Like, don't worry about it.
Listen, those dorm stories.
Come out in the house shoes, the little she already been
twin beds, man. Yeah,
man.
Man, let's keep going.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you're right. Our next YouTube comment is from Robert the Hernandez from our episode 5 of season 6, Mr. and Mrs. John Sacramone request. He says, "Hey Mo, if Spike and Rich are your two capos, does that make you Don Mo?" That's pretty good from the Phil Leotardo line. Say hi to, what do you say? Say hi to Don Ho.
Don Ho for me, yeah, man.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess so. Well, hold on, let me read.
You know who Don Ho is? Mo?
No, but I said let me hold up before I start taking on.
He's a Hawaiian singer. Like he's a singer who, like, I don't know what that genre of music is, but he's Hawaiian, and I'm assuming that they were going to Hawaii for their honeymoon. And that's why he said, say hi to Don Ho for me. Like, he's not a Don. He's just Don. Okay. Yeah, he's a singer. Yeah, his name is Don.
All right. Well, yeah. Chris Breezy with the dance moves. Yeah, I'm still Don Mo. I'll take it.
I ain't calling you that, but you Don Mo.
I ain't calling you that, but to each his own. We got a Instagram message from, our mixed queen, Amanda. She says, "Hey, I am a week behind in finished fleshy part of the thigh today. Shout out to the reminiscing of this episode and how the rappers are dressing like G-Unit back in the day. Man. I pictured the Out of Control video as you guys were talking, probably my favorite from them. One of my top Seinfeld episodes is when Kramer has the special basketball shoes and George starts referring himself in third person. Keep up the good work. P.S. Game of Thrones next."
Game of Thrones next, I bet, man. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Out of Control is a great reference.
I'm
assuming she meant the one with Mobb Deep, the remix.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was probably the only song I liked of Mobb Deep was when that song was like with them.
That's crazy, man. We're not about to do the whole. I know y'all have
right,
that
the East Coast thing. Yeah,
I remember. I forget. I can't remember in the group text like almost a year ago. Mo called that shit. I don't even remember exactly what you said. It was something
dirty
about like
Timberland.
I don't get girls, or I don't hang with girls. Music,
yeah, something along those
whatever
lines.
Whatever you said, it was hilarious.
Yeah. It was the same guys that was at the Pusha T concert with Spike Lee.
Hey, no, I was at Pusha T concert too, man. Hell of a show.
It's a reference.
Anytime Pusha T on, I saw the last 2 tours. Anytime you on tour, I'm there.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
Nah, you're right. It is gonna be nothing but
but we'll reference it back to the old
reference.
The On Deck episode. Y'all go check that out. But she says Game of Thrones. Hey, listeners, we like it. Keep on coming with that energy. There may be a overall. I may ask y'all again when we get to the very end, just so I can kind of put all of them together because it's hard to filter through emails like that. But yeah,
At
Game
this
of
point, we're
Thrones.
just gonna deliver what y'all want. At this point,
Yeah, it almost seems right. They've been rocking with us. They've
outside
been
of the wire, I ain't ready to do the wire. I ain't ready to do the wire.
All right, well, it's funny you mention that. Our next message is an email from, I don't think we've heard from him before, Connor Klein. Shouts out to Connor. Connors are very interesting in everything I've ever seen. Phil, his subject line, Phil was funny. The worst boss. A while ago, someone emailed in and said Tony was a bad boss, and that is so far off. Tony is extremely smart and is nuanced in his decision making. Phil, on the other hand, functions purely off emotions, and his decision making as a boss aligns much more with the young generation than the OGs. I remember when Seal himself said he is more of a strategist than a boss, and Phil should have took that approach as well. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but Phil was the worst boss in the entire show. I don't say that just because I'm a fan of Tony. His decision making was just terrible.
We'll have to evaluate some of those decisions once we get there, because I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't. But the only thing I'm thinking about is like who comes to mind when we talk bosses, because there's only been a few.
Junior.
Yeah,
Junior's
right.
Worse than, Junior's the worst boss, I think.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, I want to put a pin in that. I want to put a pin on that and just see. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not gonna say he's right. I'm not gonna say he's wrong. But I do want to. He does have some emotional things, but he also has some good moves.
Yeah, and it's not that really any of these guys are terrible bosses when you think about it. Really, so it's really coming down to like we getting down to the very decision by decision, because none of them are just like flat out like, how are you even here? But that's an interesting take. I think that is a little bit of a hot take, Connor. That may be a Back of the Bing episode. If you haven't checked it out already, go check out our Back of the Bing episodes. We do stuff like that. We got another message. Chris Malone was lighting up some stuff, man. Listen, here's another one from him on Instagram. It's crazy that this trial was in 2004, and Phil mentions it in an episode that probably happens in like 06. So they're writing this shit basically as it happening, which is awesome. He was referencing who, I don't know if I sent it to y'all, who people believe the Sopranos are loosely based off of.
They're based off of.
Yeah, and so that's what he was referencing in this message. Then he says, by the way, got an awesome idea for a spinoff. The plot is Aid crawls out of the woods and becomes a mid-level actress that can't work and has to join OnlyFans for money. Oh, shit, never mind. My bad.
Hey, man, Chris Malone hilarious, bro.
Hey, I would have hung with this dude in high school, bro. He would have definitely been like, "Hey, yo, this dude, he hanging with us for real."
Hey, Chris funny, man.
Chris is a funny dude, bro. Goodness gracious.
He said, "Oh wait, never mind." Yeah, man, I feel bad for her, man, because she had I saw her in Power for 2 seconds, and I'm like, damn, they hired her to do this little guest spot. That's some random. That's somebody you get on set, the sound person. Like, hey, I just need you to fill in real quick, say these 2 lines. Like, you would think like, damn. I was thinking to myself, like, damn, that's Adriana. Like, I gotta give her a few more scenes at least.
Niggas is hitting her with, I didn't even know you act still. I'm like, damn. But you said she's on your show though.
She's on Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, absolutely.
That's the 2010s, right?
First 2 seasons of Sons.
Okay.
Now, she's on Sons for the run.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's on Sons. She's a series regular. Like, she's not on every episode, but
randomly, I finally finished The Shield. Rich, you're right. There was one of those ones that wire to wire. It got better, and the ending was worth it. That was a good series finale.
Good payoff, huh?
That was a great series finale right there.
Okay. Dean Miller, I think this is our bruv. He said he emailed. He says, "Hi guys, another great episode as always. I got a question for you. In the last episode, John said Rusty was supposed to be next in line when Carmine died. If that was the case, then why wasn't Rusty underboss the whole time?"
You
Then
don't
he
gotta
also,
be.
well, do y'all want to answer that? Y'all want to finish the email?
Go ahead,
You finish it.
Okay. Do you think Carmine made John underboss because he didn't trust him? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer style. John said him and Carmine Jr. used to be close before their battles for boss. Maybe that was the tactic from Carmine Sr. Also, love Rich's hip hop lyric references and please do The Wire. Dean.
Oh man, we definitely will. I'm open to The Wire, man. That's just
you think
for me. That's go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think if your schedule freed up, would it put you in more of that, or is it something else? Like if you, let's say you say, okay, I'm gonna set these aside for this time because I'm getting into this. Do you think that will be the thing, or you think it'll be just a timing thing for you?
No, it's not that. It's just I love The Wire so much. It's one of those where I know once this is done, like I everything that I love and I want to say about The Wire is going to be poured out, and it's almost like that feeling of not having anything to look forward to. And obviously I have these other shows, but that's like
that show one.
That's the Super Bowl of podcasting for me when it comes to film and television. I don't think there's anything outside of The Wood and Baby Boy. I don't think there's anything more that and I know that sounds crazy, y'all, but those movies are, I fuck with those movies so heavy, especially Baby Boy ignorant shit. But The Wire is easily the number one thing that I want to record about. And it's kind of like if you, we just did an episode on Culture Garden called The High Note. And it says when what you're doing no longer surprises you, then who are you doing it for? And it's kind of like one of those feelings with The Wire. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, if that's it, then everything else is just extra. It's just bonus. Like I can't see myself ever having the same conviction about recording something than I will about those 60 episodes of The Wire. And it's kind of like each episode is down. Even I kind of feel it a little bit now with Sopranos. Like we're on episode 60, whatever.
Yeah.
We got like 16, 15 episodes left. And it's like, damn, like this is going to end. Like this is, and you start thinking about all the classic episodes that I remember us in season 2 talking about, I can't wait till we get to that. And I'm like, damn, we done knocked a lot of them off the list.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's it. Like I said my piece, like everything you want to say. So I don't know. That's just.
You're making me sad, bro. You making me sad saying that, man, because you're right. I remember, wait till Phil come. Wait till the Veto. Now eventually we're going to get to the Benny, Fazio, and Artie. And then we're going to be like,
next episode, we had Benny and Artie. And I feel like I was still living in Cincinnati when we had that Back of the Big episode talking about what we looking forward to the most. So time just kind of flies. I ain't trying to make you. Maybe I need to reread.
Nah, you good.
Change my mindset on stuff, man.
You right though.
I need to reread the book, Spike.
Which book?
The Monk Who Sold Us Ferrari. I need to change my mindset, man.
Love it.
Yeah. So to answer the question, was Rusty in jail? Didn't he get released with them? With the
he got
class
out with film. Yeah, I think they alluded to that. I'll read some of what they have here on the internet. It says in non-traditional crime families, an underboss may be independent of the family, often being the boss of their own crime family or a gang who answer to them. It says, where else was this? Was another good one. The underboss is directly beneath the boss, is second in command, handling significant decisions and absences. The difference between an underboss and a consigliere is the consigliere is usually third in command, and the underboss is usually second in command. The consigliere is more for counsel and advice, and the underboss is more so staff management of the other capos and families. So, with that being said, I think that you can name John Gotti wasn't the underboss when he killed Paul Castellano. So I think the person who becomes boss and what they're alluding to in here, when the power vacuum happens and a boss dies, whoever got the most emotion is going to be able to take over that spot. And that's what we've seen Lil Carmine and Rusty had a lot of motion, as we learned in the last episode. So that's what John was worried about.
Man, bodied that, dude. Golly, he bodied that, man. That was fire right there. I was so locked in. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I ain't got nothing to combine that and say. Yeah, the professional, Spike the professional. Shirt's coming soon.
Yes. Thank you. That's a good one.
If professional had a face,
DJ Clue Who.
DJ Clue who? And our last one for this episode, some more from Chris Falone. Lastly, again, the Instagram, he says, so, bro, by the way, for context, so this is referencing Mr. and Mrs. John Sacramone request. So he says, bro, by the way, for the context, the list of how much guests give at the wedding is huge for Italians. My parents and in-laws still have their lists from 30 years ago. This shit is dollar for dollar, no exceptions. If you got a broke cousin that gives you $100, you're giving him the same $100, even if you're a millionaire. He says, if you meet 1,000 Italian couples, 999 of them have their wedding list. Doesn't matter if they've been married 50 years. LOL. And they're
crazy.
And they're ruthless, dude. They don't give a fuck if you're poor. None of that. If you give a shitty envelope, the people who received will disown you until you get married. Then they'll show up only to give you the same shitty envelope.
That's some deep Italian culture cut right there.
That's deep. Wow.
I did not know that.
That's why I'm glad Chris. That's exactly what I said. I'm so glad we actually have, shouts out to all of our other Italian listeners if you are Italian, but like Chris be giving us that real inside scoop because he's tapped in. That's his culture. Like, I love it. Thanks, Chris, man. That is wow.
To give them some insight on Black culture, it's mainly about the food. Like, however the plates of food, how much it's gonna cost you to eat determines on who you invite. That's how Black people work, Chris.
Man,
you want to know?
Tell me I'm wrong, Mo, because you had
no, you're not wrong.
Like, nah, bro, he's like, I ain't really even cool with him, bro. This $300 a plate, like he ain't coming.
Nah, yeah, exactly. You right.
Hey, and niggas like me and Spike, we gonna fuck around at destination weddings.
Right.
Nigga, we
don't
even
even
want
come.
you can't even come. I know you can't make it, so I ain't even worried.
You're gonna weed them out early too. Like, all right,
yeah,
that's the difference. That's the difference between Blacks and Italian. We trying to get the number smaller. Y'all trying to get as much because we know the envelopes ain't like
that. Envelopes ain't coming.
Like,
you're gonna get a toaster. You might get a gift card. Like
the present
for the house
is the envelope is the presents.
Yeah, I came to your wedding.
I support.
And nigga, is it an open bar?
No,
like
man.
You
gotta be open bar.
The open bar is the worst for black people. Oh, we about to lock in.
Oh boy.
Two of my homies just went to a wedding. They were dogging that shit because they said the liquor was bottom shelf. They was like plastic bottles. So they was like niggas was leaving. He's like, I ain't never seen niggas leave a reception so early. And I'm like,
bro, you supposed to put them in the other joint. Like, niggas don't know the difference for real. Like I seen my dad do this at barbecues. Grab some bottom shelf vodka and throw that joint in some Ciroc or whatever.
If you give me some Popov, whatever that bullshit is, they serve at the bottom, that gas station, them gas station joints. If I swear,
Smirnoff,
I'm flipping tables over, bro. Stop trying to play with me.
My dad definitely got that off, and like, trust me, bro. I seen it. Niggas like, man, this is fire right here, bro. Like, cause he mixing it with coolers and gotcha.
That's why you gotta bring. That's why you gotta have a flask on deck.
I mean, and then there's that. But those are our emails and responses. Thank you, listeners. Again, if y'all want to reach out to us, you can, leave a comment on YouTube. We'll read it here. Y'all can hit us on Instagram, goodearnerpod_Sopranos, or email us, goodearnerpod@gmail.com. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. And keep sending in your requests for what y'all want us to do next. It's very vital. We're leaning on y'all completely for what will be next from the Good Earner crew. Spike Lou, what episode are we reviewing today?
Mo, Rich, this is season 6. This is episode 6. And the title of this is Live Free or Die, as we mentioned earlier. Very short synopsis for this one, so we can get right into it. Chris hears a rumor about Veto in his AA meeting. Veto goes on the lam, and Finn has story time with the fellas. This is season 6, episode 6. Live free or die.
Trap or die, nigga. We open up. Tony out by the pool. Great shot. I love wide shots. Get that shot. Tony's out there. He's trying to get in his every day is a gift bag, but as soon as he tries to do it, he hears like the furnace or the air conditioning unit or something, whatever that
AC unit.
AC unit is rocking. So he quickly tries to get the sound together. Even when he goes back to relax, it's still there. There's some things he's going to say later in the episode that, boy, if it didn't hit home for me. But what was your interpretation of this scene? Because I definitely think there's something to pick up here.
Like you just mentioned, it'll all tie together in the Melfi scene. Okay. But I think for us as viewers, we're really starting to see and we got a little bit of it last episode. All right, every day's a gift. We're gonna see. Let's see it. Let's see how serious you take that, because something like this shouldn't disturb your peace, right? It happens. It's part of life. But Tony is agitated by it. And I think the irony of it is Tony's living a good life. Look at the space. Look at it. He got a pool in the backyard. He lounging in the middle of the day. This is the life that people ask for. He's reading a yachting magazine. Like, my nigga, you're reading about yachts. Like, you shouldn't have any complaint about this. Like, you got the bread to just go ahead and get it fixed. But you're letting something like this irritate you, which means that you might be incapable of looking at life from the perspective of, I'm going to treat every day like a gift. Just a little subtle scene to represent that. And like I said, they tie it in later with the Melfi scene.
For me, it was just, there is no peace. You're not going to be able to fix it, bro. There is no peace. It's always going to be something. It's like everything that Rich explained, all of this stuff is going right. I'm chilling. I'm relaxing. I got my magazine out here. And it's just the smallest shit. It's always something. And I think that's what they're saying.
Yep. I agree. Both with both things that y'all said. Yeah, I think that's good. I'll jump in a little bit more, but I think, I'll just wait for the latest thing. I'll wait to the latest thing. We get another short scene. I can pretty much, I think you guys can anticipate the Moisms coming.
Deservedly so with this thing.
Oh man, come on. So Veto is what is this? They're out by the water. Where's this joint? Like, is this his
He probably
on the
Ocean
shore.
City. He probably Ocean. Well, I think Ocean City is actually close to Philly. I don't think he went out that far. But yeah, he Jersey Shore. He definitely Gumar got it together. He probably paid for that spot for that she living in.
Had to.
That nigga got money, boy. Listen,
Veto hustling, man.
Because his crib is nice. Like, this is a whole second. Like, the length that he goes for a cover up is like, wow. I'll speak more to that on the wife scene with Seal, but like, wow. But like, I don't know who this Gumar was. At first, I thought she was black, and then once you get the close up, I was like, oh, clearly not. And can I get
like
to the
Dominican
yams?
She like Dominican or something, right?
I'm trying to get to the yams, brother. Catfish. Catfish is delicious.
Catfish is delicious. I was just about to say that.
Catfish is delicious, boy.
Shout out to Barnell Hill, man.
Yeah. Oh man, the Barnell Hill Award. But what do y'all get from this scene? She comes in and pretty much he's hiding out, you know. I think he's still playing it fairly smart at this point. Just because it's like, okay, it could blow over. It may not even make it to Jersey. I don't want to get too far out and spook people just yet if it ain't got out. So I know most people say, bro, why didn't you just go? But I still think he's playing it fairly smart. I'm not in the scene like that, but I'm still trying to make observations. So if it's whatever, or I can deny it, I can still get back in the fold and keep getting this bread.
Yeah, I think it's hard sometimes for people to realize how difficult it is to literally pick up your life and just go out of nowhere, especially when it ain't just you. Like, this ain't heat. You know what I mean? This ain't heat where you don't
10 minutes.
You can't be attached to anything. You can't leave in 30 seconds flat. You know what I mean? This is
30 seconds.
I got a whole life. I got kids here. I got a wife. I got business. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't even went home to get my stash. I didn't even get the emergency fund yet. Like, I got to sit down and really plan with this life. But this scene really was A, Vito's hiding out. B, just in case you haven't gotten the message, like, Vito ain't even fucking his side chick. Like, Vito's all the way. It ain't there's no buy. Like, this is all a cover. Seriously, this is all a cover.
Bro, I ain't heard that word
kids, I wonder.
in so long.
You said what?
Bro, I haven't heard the word buy. Nigga, we grew up in the 2000s. We heard that. Like, I never hear that word now. Oh, he's bi. She's bi. Like, you never hear that now, bro. Like you get all the letters, but you never just hear that. Like that ain't. Anyway, sorry, you just threw me back for a second. But anyway, what was you saying, Spike?
Then what was I about to say?
My bad.
The kids. Something about the kids.
Oh yeah, I wonder how he got kids, but I guess that was just probably like.
Oh yeah, fine. Little Richard got kids. Elton John got kids. Like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah.
The only other thing I was saying that was evident there, like we was talking about with the money, Veto has to be paying for that. That's the only reason that he's there. He ain't fucking her. He ain't her dude. And yeah, I feel like that showed us too that he paying for that out there. That's the only reason she let them stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I thought the same thing. Cause I'm like, if the way she said, you Lord knows we ain't doing nothing else. That let me know she was frustrated, which let me think like, why you ain't got somebody else up in here? Because Vito's paying for that.
Mm-hmm. And that speaks to like she really ain't into the lifestyle. I mean, the lifestyle's cool, but she really won't. She won't get down for real.
Listen, man, the lawn guy, the pool guy, the delivery man, somebody knocking her down. I promise you that, buddy.
Like, listen,
one of them, the grocery bag boy, one of them, somebody knocking her down.
Bro, I forgot about her. I forgot about her. Like I forgot about her because there's a later Gumar that'll come up that in my mind, it's like she got to be the top. She's so gorgeous, but I forgot about her. And my goodness, she is up there.
I'm trying to think about who you talking about.
I'll give you this. Tony was involved with her.
Nigga, what Gumar wasn't Tony involved in?
Well, but this is a one-off.
Kaisha? You ain't talking about Kaisha.
Nah,
you talking about
nah, you know.
Okay, you talking about
shake 'em up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that
in Vegas.
Man, that's up there. Like, who are
you?
Got her. How you get? Nah, I don't know. Yeah, she might be, and I don't know, maybe a black thing, but I don't know. She's really got it. But yeah, that's interesting that she's sticking around, and it's crazy because he couldn't outwardly say, "This is the setup. I need you to be my beard." Like he couldn't outwardly just tell her, "I need you to be my beard," because
like he would have more peace that way.
He would, but it's like it's that lifestyle is so out there in this world. I can't even trust you. You know what I mean? Literally, some low level guys seen me, and I like, bruh.
Seems like he would have went to Philly to party to me. Not even New York. Like he should have went to Philly or
I don't know why
DC.
Where did we say he was though? Did we get?
He was in New York.
What right now? You talking about for the club?
Yeah.
Yonkers,
the club was New York for sure.
Yeah.
Well, dude was from Yonkers that saw him. I don't know if they were in Yonkers, but I know for 1,000%
I was
he
assuming
was in
it was
I was
assuming it was in Yonkers. Yeah, because dude was doing his pickups. I figured it was local to him.
We should have went to Boston, maybe. You think? Like, you think I got some guys?
Yeah, that should remind me of season 1 of The Wire when Weebay got caught up and Stringer was like, "Where you got family? Cleveland, Detroit, Baltimore. All right, so DC, Philly. Like, go the opposite way of where your people at. Like, lay low." Yeah, Veto, he didn't have no plan. Vito never thought he was gonna get caught.
Yeah, I mean, I'm making so much money, you'll never second guess anything I'm doing. Like this nigga was confident enough to say, "Bro, I'm so confident in I got a bag. I'm taking care of my wife and kids. I'm taking care of my Gumar, and I'm kicking up the highest envelope, running my crew, and I'm still getting my activities off. That's crazy." Right.
Which is why, and I'm sure we'll talk about it later, I can never understand why he was so confident fucking with Finn like that. Especially given who Finn was dating.
Right.
Like, why are you this confident? Even I don't know, man. Maybe Veto had a different impression of himself, but we said it before. Veto ain't about to play with me like that. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. You don't even scare me like that. You don't even have that Tony or Paulie presence to where I'm intimidated. Like, nigga, I'll knock your shit right in this porta potty, bro.
I mean,
like,
the fact that I pulled up on you and I seen what I seen in the morning. You definitely ain't gonna intimidate.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
For that reason alone, I seen you catching.
I seen you catching, not pitching.
Spike said it best when we was talking about that episode. Like when he pulled up on him at the porta potty. I remember Spike said, "Hey man, listen, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit you was doing. I don't give a fuck if you giving neck in the bro, but you ain't about to do this. Like, we're not about to. Like, you ain't even got to play this because I'm not about to say nothing to nobody. They ain't got shit to do with me. But what you ain't about to do is come up and try to intimidate me."
I might extort you if we being honest. Like I might be on the extortion shit.
Yeah.
I ain't going to come on with that bread, bro.
Yeah, like
if I'm
man,
with
so,
Veto,
telling
man,
everybody.
I heard you the highest roller. Like, what's up?
It might be on some like, hey, look, so you know I'm dating Tony's daughter.
Yeah.
You know that
I need a little envelope every week.
So
to be
you know,
with you.
yeah. So I'm kind of trying to, just so we can keep things between me and you, and you know what you know.
We got
a
wedding coming up. You know, I want to make sure she got a nice ring.
We need the air fixing our
right, Veto?
dorm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Veto got too comfortable, man. He got too comfortable.
Yeah, he got that urge got through because my idea of Veto, he's not doing this on a frequent basis.
Hey, Victor
he's doing
Sweet,
this, but he's
Victor
not
Sweet
doing
said
it.
Best.
What?
You don't pay a hoe to fuck you. You pay her to leave. That's what you pay out of town shooters for. You pay them to get the fuck back out of town.
Yeah.
Veto, if you're gonna do this shit and you nervous about people finding out, do that shit far away from where you live.
Yeah, why didn't you hit a hotline or something, bro? Like you could have had a duck
bling,
off.
huh?
For real, like you could have had a duck off. You went to a hotel anyway, wherever that spot was, bro. You could have, like, come on, bro. This is the time where you can get the lock in. Like you can definitely.
Probably the thrill, man, of being around.
It is the thrill. Yeah, these are my guys. Like, but
his people.
Huh?
Keep going, bro. Keep going.
Hey,
it's crazy how much Satriale's looks like Jersey. Like if you've been to Jersey, like Jersey looks like Jersey. Everything you imagine.
I know
jealous. A lot of people, we go to New York and all that, but Jersey is Jersey. Like it looks exactly like it does in Sopranos. It's kind of surreal.
Hey, I'm so jealous. Damn, like you really got to live that, man.
Nah, that shit crazy, man.
You
gonna make it there, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. I wish there was a setup where it's like, yo, we got footage of us three in Jersey. Like that might do some numbers on the YouTube.
We'll make it happen in the summertime.
We're gonna take a picture in front of the house.
Yeah, we'll do it in the summer.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna figure something out. But that would be dope. Just like how Rich always hits all the spots and everything. Like that would be dope.
I did that in Baltimore too. Took a wire to it.
That's fine.
Gotta be a little bit more careful in Baltimore. Not everywhere's a tourist spot.
Well, the wire is different from the Sopranos.
Yeah, I went to the pit while Joe by the pit. Went to Marlowe's Hangout, skate park, all that shit.
Yeah.
Bodie's Corner, which is gentrified, looks completely different.
Bro, what was that like?
It's in the.
I'm sorry. What was that like? Like seeing those like spots, like.
Surreal, especially the first time, because it's like, damn, this is really the home of my favorite show of all time. And like I said, the one disappointing thing, because I drove by the school from season 4, but the one thing I wish was still the same was Bodie's Corner. I wanted to go to Bodie's Corner. It's still there, but it doesn't look like it did on the show. They gentrified it and all that other shit.
Did you go to the spot where the cop had them pretty much doing business, but they can only do it here? That little,
out the way. Nah, it's a little bit out the way. You can go there. I went to you talking about Amsterdam?
Yeah, yeah.
I think they knocked all them row houses down. I don't even think they up anymore. And then I went to the Western Police District, all that stuff. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to
Sorry. All right. I'm so intrigued. I guess this is probably a group chat conversation. Sorry. We go to the next scene. Tony and Chris, they meet about Rusty outside of Satriale's, and Chris signs off on Tony's third party plan to whack Rusty. Which Tony's like, I'm glad you
approve.
I'm glad you approve. And then we see Perry, Muscles Marinara comes out, and he still doubles down on like, hey, I don't remember slapping no frigs, but my dad and my, who was it, my uncle, they told me like, yo, don't you put your hands on the boss. And I just thought it was hilarious to get a nigga to apologize for them making you pretend mad and then beating their ass. Like, that is crazy. But I mean, it lines up, but it is crazy work to me.
Did Chris give off high vibes to y'all?
100%.
What?
Yeah.
Y'all think he was?
Yeah, I think they're alluding to it, but they ain't really said it yet. And the glasses, the unbuttoned tee, the switch of emotions, like it just seemed like they trying to lead. Well, we know where they leading because we've seen it, but when I looked at it a couple of times, he's definitely giving off high vibes.
That is a great observation, because I mean, we remember when he smoked the sunglasses before,
and he been meeting with his mans that we're gonna see later.
And the next thing,
that's yeah.
Well, that's the next scene. So in the AA meeting, or the class rather, meeting class.
She was, hey, oh, girl was going through it.
Oh man, she was going, bro. That's just, she like that. What was that? That's just the morning. That's just breakfast, dropping the kids off.
She said a couple. Hey, hold on, man.
That's to get through the car line, nigga. Couple lines of meth.
Yeah, coffee, couple lines of meth. Smooth that out with a shot of Jameson. I'm like, God, Lee. What type of life you living,
and
man?
That's just
that
to
was
drive
just to
the kids to school.
Hey, listen.
Oh,
doing all that and then driving your children to school is insane.
A couple lines of meth is fucking crazy.
Oh, like
at 8 a.m.
And I have a whole new insight on addiction and all that. Like, just
right.
knowing,
and it's like, so it really like, that's really how, like, the writing of this is like on par. Like, this don't sound so ridiculous and wild. Like, oh no, this is definitely on par. Like, this, like she's saying that, I'm like, dang, she was really locked into it. Like, you know, trying to be functional. Like, that's what that is. Like, she was trying to be
functional, right? Like, she was
thinking she was being functional. But I mean, obviously, you know, she's trying to get it together now.
Listen, man, I'm good for a coffee and a joint, but shit.
I mean,
coffee, 3 lines of meth, and smooth it out with a shot of Jameson just to drive the kids to school.
Then she probably popped the Xanax. And then she probably popped her old Xanax to come all the way down. And she was
Yeah, man. Addiction ain't no joke, man.
It ain't no doubt. Joke. No doubt. Anybody that's been through it or going through it, you know, our hearts go out to you. But we are dealing in the world of Tony Soprano. But yeah, that was like, wow, you know.
I see why them niggas got up. Like, man, I can't sit here and listen to this shit. Like, we gotta go.
You think it was triggering?
We gotta take some. Absolutely. Like, them niggas gave that look. Like, man, we about to get up and you know what I mean? Take that walk.
Because I can tell you this much. Check this out. You know, I've been with a family member, not my family member, but he was an in-law, and we talked about the old days so much that it took us back into the old. Like, I had stopped smoking weed completely. Like, I was over. Like, it wasn't my thing. It still ain't my thing. But we talked about it so much and reminisced on it so much, we found ourselves back into it that same week, and he had a terrible effect on him. Like, terrible effect. You know, and that's why I said that stuff. Like, so when they like, I like, you gotta be real careful, because you could talk yourself back into it, because it seems so, you're kind of glorifying it because it's behind you, and you're trying to get to this side of it where like you're past it. And so yeah, but I've seen that, and I'm like, this scene lines up perfectly.
That's why I applaud people like who go to meetings on the regular, because even though they might not be perfect and they still slip up, that's their way. I'm trying. I want to do this.
Yeah.
And it kind of just shows you that power of addiction. Like, this shit's so strong that I know this is a problem and I still can't stop. Like, I'm still gonna try to keep going to these meetings and all that. Like, but it's just like I said, it ain't no joke, man. But this Kevin Mucci, man, from Yonkers.
Oh, the guy that stepped out and told him like, yo, that was my cousin that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know that's the next part of the saying, but just the fact that he even got up on some. I know these dudes. I spotted them when they came in. Wait till I get some alone time with them.
Yeah.
Boy, do I have a story to tell you. And why are either one of y'all, because he said, so he said his name, where he's from, Yonkers, and dude said, you lost? And I think that might have been a reference to either one of y'all seen the movie Lost in Yonkers? Came out like 93.
That's good.
I'm assuming that's what he was going for. But either way, he said, man, I got an ex's birthday dinner at Red Robin. I had to come to a meeting. Hold on. The fact that I was thrown off when he said ex's. What the fuck am I showing up at my ex's dinner for?
At Red Robin at that.
Yeah, at Red Robin at that.
Burger joint?
You know what that play is.
You trying to get that birthday butt.
Just say you got a dinner at a birthday dinner at Red Robin. The fact that he said X just threw me off, because I'm like, there's not one X whose party I'm going to.
Well, they're in a place in meetings where they be honest like that, like they're very candid, obviously trying to be. So it becomes probably the normal normal expression with people.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a great point.
So you're probably like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm probably oversharing, but that's what people do in these things. But
that's fair. That's why they got out. That's why they went out to smoke. This is some overshare shit. I ain't trying to hear this.
It's too much.
You ain't even got to noon yet, and you already three lines of meth and a shot of Jameson down. Like, I don't even want to hear where this rest of the story going.
I mean,
then I fell asleep in Mr. Recital. That's like,
Yeah.
that's where the rest of it went. Which was going through it, boy.
Oh man, listen.
Was it this one? It wasn't on here where they was. What show was it? Oh, Breaking Bad. Where they was staking. You got to be a dirty piece of shit to stake out these meetings and sell them. Like when Jesse doing that?
Jesse, yeah, man. Come
Boy,
on.
that is
That's-
dirtbag.
That
behavior
is
right there.
oh.
Well, I mean, it's
man.
Jesse Pinkman, man. Jesse Pinkman, a dirtbag. He might be the dirtbag of all dirtbags.
That's the Weebay
That's
meme.
scum
right
of the
there.
earth.
That's
scum of the
the
earth.
Weebay
right
meme. That's what it's for, right there. When you see a nigga stake it out, he's like,
It was another show. The character was like he go to essay meetings, sexual addiction meetings to get girls.
Oh shit! Hold on, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can't remember what show it
was.
is though.
yeah. I remember Kevin Hart did something like that on Husbands of Hollywood, like with Nia Long when she was supposed to be like a sex addict in there. There was something along those lines where he was trying to play it up a certain way.
This is fucked up. Hold on, this is fucked up what I'm about to say.
Women.
This is fucked up what I'm about to say. There's a dude on the internet, like on social media, who shows like hacks on getting women. Like he'll look up like women who are sex offenders and then find them on Facebook and social media and shit.
I seen that.
And like will DM them on some like, that shit that shit foul, man. But
hey, we are insane.
Whoa.
Men are insane.
Listen
that's a whole other level of sick. And they be going because they sex addicts, so they be going.
Hey, listen,
Jesus
the church play is still in effect. I was talking to my dad the other day. He act like I just dropped a bomb on him. He was like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." Like I was like, "Dad, that's not what I was getting."
What are you talking about? Going to church to get women?
I mean, you know.
That's been in effect since.
I mean, but that's a classic. That's a classic.
93.
That's a classic. Yeah, that's a like, you know. But like, that's what made me think of it. Like, yo, that is crazy. You never think about women. You never think about women in that space. You never think about that ever.
That's crazy.
Wow. I don't know. That's still kind of scary though, because I'm like, you might be into the, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, pretty much, they reveal, that your boy.
I seen the big guy.
And it's funny that he's not talking that cold, but he ain't. I obviously he's probably a civilian, but it's funny he's talking that cold like that. But yeah, pretty much he said they saw Veto at a Fig Newton bar, and Chris immediately heads out. Anything else you want to add to that?
Nah, man. Just the chatty patty part of it. This whole next sequence, just
running through. So
yeah, man.
I've seen this used a ton of times by a lot of Sopranos page. Like just the walk, they use that for so many memes. When you know you about to win an argument with your girl, how you walk in. Like I've seen this used so many times. Like that walk is
Chris walk ain't no joke.
It's crazy work. But yeah, Chris pretty much walks in and gets ready.
Where's your tax, man? Go ahead, Mo. I ain't mean to cut you off. Keep going.
No, you good. Tax? I just got issue with his boy, man.
Got an issue with Chris too, man. That's not something you do in the middle of the bing. Like that's something. Hey, man, I need to talk to you in the back. All of you, come in the back right now.
Too excited.
Way too excited.
He had to get that off. He had to get that off.
Too excited. Like he been calm. He been holding that in on the whole ride there. I'm leaving AA early. We heading straight to the boss. I got information nobody else has, and it's gonna blow everybody's mind.
He put the Maserati to the floor too.
Oh, he definitely did. Like you see how he walking? Like, bro.
The little jump, the jump to get out the car, the little hop, that was disgusting.
Car might not even be
disgusting.
The car might not even be in park.
Man, what?
Everybody started going backwards like Smokey before you know what I mean? Like, wait, let me breathe for a second. But yeah, the fact that Chris was about to share the news and then his partner steps on it and just jumps ahead of him. Like, bruh, I would be so hot. Like, hold up, nigga. I'm sharing the news. Like, he jump right on it. Like, you telling the story and a nigga jump ahead of the story because they was there too. It's like,
Yeah,
bro,
but it's not even that for me. It's more so like, bro, this is a whole different thing. Like that's not some things you don't speak on. Like just that you're not a part of this, so don't even speak on it. You an observer, you a guest. Like keep your mouth shut and your ears open, bro. Like you're speaking down on a made man.
yeah,
Like
he
and
ain't
you're
putting
not
that
even a
together
part of
at
this
all.
thing of ours. Like that's what I'll be most. If I'm Chris, I'm embarrassed.
Y'all would have had
Like
to
whose
drop him
man
off.
is this? This your man's? Like you?
I would have
Yeah,
dropped him
you
off.
so thirsty. Like bro, you too comfortable. You too comfortable,
Yeah.
bro. That's in no way should you be talking about Veto in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Which makes this thing the whole show. The Sopranos is a complexity. We talk about end at the end. It shows you what modern day mafia would look like if it was in relatively in this era. And Chris, being a former addict or still identifying as an addict, having his sponsor with him, and he's a mob guy. Like that's the talking point. I feel like it's like this is what happens when you're in the mob. Everybody knows you are an addict, and you have your sponsor with you. He's going to be at close quarters. It's very interesting from a writing standpoint. Like it's just brilliant. But yeah, it's had no business doing this, which I'm glad Tony put him in his place.
Interesting.
So he tried to get that last joke off, and nobody's laughing. Of course, like I said, Tony puts him in his place. They go to the back of the bean.
That shit was funny though.
Nah, it was like
let's take this in the back.
That's what Veto did.
What Veto did.
Hey, on some real shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm surprised he ain't get slapped up like Georgie.
Yeah, niggas have gotten hurt for a lot less.
This is way more egregious than anything Georgie's ever done.
Well,
niggas got hurt for a lot less.
This is every day is a gift, Tony. So that's the only reason he didn't get smacked.
Actually, Tony thinks this. The funny thing about this scene is Tony's face when he first told him that he had the little jump. Like Tony had to hide his laugh. Like he had a little smirk, but nobody else thought this was funny. Like Paulie was disgusted. Seal was disgusted. But Tony had to like snap back into like, oh, I'm supposed to be mad about this. Like he slick gave you a little smirk at first. Like, okay.
Nipple rings.
Nigga said he had the chaps on. Veto with the chaps on. It's crazy.
And then he said he was wearing a motorcycle outfit. Like the guy.
You know what chaps are, right? You know what chaps are, right, bro?
What, khakis?
Well, no, there's like
hell nah.
They pants. They like Prince wore them. Like, you ever seen Prince when he had the chaps on with the ass out? Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
Like you not only went to that club in New York, you went up there with your ass out, bro. That was insane.
This is literally why I asked to get caught. That's why last week I asked, man, where y'all think this nigga got changed?
Damn,
I'm gonna ask that again in the later scene with Veto.
Son, what was you doing?
Man, that was. Well, he was feeling it too. He was into it.
Literally.
He was into it, boy. Twisted around your head like a helicopter.
What's a guy got to do to buy you a drink? You just did it.
Man. So yeah, they basically go back to the back of the Bing and they theorize on, if the info is legit. Chris says he knew. My question is, do y'all think Chris knew? Because we know that there was always still this subtle underlining beef that Chris had with Veto. Like he pieced it up, but it really he ain't really rock with Veto for real. Like I don't think he had the highest problem with him, but I don't think he liked Veto because of memory threw the sandwich at him and all that. Like you talking behind my back and trying to get at my girl, and
I believe Adriana told him.
Yeah, I believe he knew. I think he has suspicion of it, but unlike his boy, he has enough tact and enough understanding to know I can't just say that about a made man who's a part of, and he represents me as well. He represents me. If I out him, then I'm out, and all of us look weak in their world. I'm just saying the world and what they do, the perception is going to make them look weak. So I think it's probably one of them things like I can't tell nobody this, but I've been said that shit for years.
It's like one of those conversations that you have with your wife more, you have with your girl, when she'll say something you ain't never thought of, but then every time it comes up, you're like, damn, was she right? Like, because women, they pick up on certain things.
Yeah, they do.
So I'm pretty sure that it was a conversation between Adriana and Chris, where Adriana was like, he's gay. And Chris was like, no way.
A would be the one to pick something up. Like
yeah, A would pick up on that because she said he called every day when he was away or whatever,
acting
asking
weird,
if she needs something, acting weird and shit. But she never was like he was trying to smash. She didn't say that. She said he called every day being weird. And women pick up on little stuff like that, I think.
To Spike's point, I'll never forget there was somebody that I had known for years, right? Known for years. Never even had that thought about them, you know what I mean? Possibly being gay. My homegirl, like he moved to the city. My homegirl met him, and she made a comment about like him being gay. And I was like, huh? Like, he ain't gay. And she looked at me and was like, stop playing. Like, you stop playing. I said, nah, he ain't gay. And she literally, this I knew she was, this I knew it was true. She just looked at me and said, okay. Like, she didn't even want to argue about it. Like,
that's
the
it.
fact,
Yep.
okay.
I'm
gonna have you
I gotta let you believe otherwise. Okay. I'm not gonna
and then years later, nigga get married to a nigga. And I'm like, damn, how did I not? I didn't see it. I didn't know. But your homegirls, they'll always know.
They always know. Like, and I had an uncle like that, but it was so different because he didn't give off like that type of energy, but he just never, like, I remember hearing conversations as a young boy and then like getting older and still hearing the same conversations. Like, how come he never, every time he come in town, like he ain't never got no situation, no girlfriend, nothing like that. And I remember hearing like, oh, he's gay for the first time. I was just like, huh? Where y'all get that read from? Like, he come over, we play video games, we kicking it, whatever we talk about. I never got that read. It was just not there. Like, I didn't put, because he never got a girlfriend here. He's gay. Because I didn't pick up, there's more nuance than just like, oh, you feminine or flamboyant. Like, he wasn't like that, you know. But like, you know, years later, here's what the biggest thing was. He came in town and we meet his friend, but the friend was like, he seemed mad regular too. Like, again, neither one of them having what the traditional traits that we're looking for to indicate, oh, okay, yeah, he played for the other team. We didn't get that because he was cool too. But then to find out, it's like, oh, that was his dude. I'm like, what the?
There's so many layers. No, there's so many layers here when it comes to like just what people think that looks like in the whole nine. And shout out to my homie, man, because I was happy for him. I was happy that he was finally living his truth and all that. Because that's what I think about that with Veto, man. When he's in New Hampshire, I'm thinking like, hey, man, my nigga Veto out here being able to be himself.
Yeah. Right.
Because that's so much easier to just be yourself and live versus trying to hide anything. And I'm like, for so many years, this nigga was trying to be one thing, and to the point where I didn't even know. And I'm like, oh shit, my homegirl picked that shit up in 5.3 seconds.
That's funny.
Yeah. And my brother's gay, so he's put me on game a lot.
We know he as you like to say, he the weird type of gay.
Oh, my brother a weird type of gay.
That's a crazy ass line, Mo.
Nah, he definitely is, and I mean that in a funny way, not in a demeaning way for those that identify that way. He's my brother, so I've been with him for years. And I'll say this lastly before we move on, because I mean, obviously, y'all, the gay conversation was coming because this is the episode, you know, that we're doing it. But there's this thing where, because we live in the era we live in, like, let's just use Jared Carmichael, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll look at him at one point and we say, okay, I can see him getting girls. Like, he's not like the type of nigga Spike is, or type of nigga that Rich is, or type of nigga like Mo, but there's still room and there's still people like that would be hetero. They just are not as, I guess, overly masculine. That's what I'll say. I'm not gonna say feminine because I never picked up a necessarily feminine thing from him, just overly masculine, so to speak.
But were you surprised?
I'm not surprised with anybody in the industry.
I'm talking about Carmichael specifically. You weren't?
It threw me. It did. I guess I was.
I wasn't surprised.
I was a little bit, not like to like oh my, like I'm not like that with anybody now. You could tell me my favorite rapper is, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just, at that point, it's the industry. It's a crazy industry. But
when he came out, I was like, okay, that makes sense.
It did make sense though. But it's like, damn, it's like, so here's what I said all that to say real quick. It's this thing where we're in a new era, new age, so we try to give, you know, men a level of complexity that, like, back in the day, you just label a dude gay right away. Like, oh, he gay, he must be gay. Like, now we have a complexity that we say, oh, nah, he's just a little more complex, but he still likes women. And when we get on that thinking, like, he may not be gay, he might just be blah, 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 and then you turn around and you get, oh, he is gay. Like, nigga, I should have just went back to the West. The way I
hey,
thought.
listen,
No,
shout out to Carmella, man. It's always gay with you. Like, you know what I mean? I think she was representing that type of mindset of what you just explained. Like,
good
just
call.
kind of like that, man. Why it always got to be that? Like, you know what I mean? Just people are more complex than what you give them for. And obviously, in 2024, it's a much different, but we're not. And that's the thing about this podcast for everybody out there listening. All our commentary is based on the world of the Sopranos. Like, when you live this type of lifestyle, when you're a part of this organization, that is a no-no, right?
Yeah, but we don't care.
This
in
scene,
real life, we do not care.
Yeah, we don't care. And this scene is a perfect representation of that. Like, because even the ignorance behind it, like Chris, so what, Tom? What we gotta do? Actually see him taken in the ass, and even somebody like Patsy, who's representing that side, like, man, I couldn't care less. Like, bro, that shit. You know, he's kind of that new age. I know this was 2006, but that new age thinking, like, bro, it's 2006, bro. Who gives a fuck what he's doing? And then you see the offense that Paulie take or Carlo. Oh, maybe you won. Like, nigga, Patsy didn't even get mad. He just gave the finger. Like, nigga,
right? Yeah, he was so
I'm so comfortable in my skin and who I am, bro. I ain't barring that.
Patsy one of my favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. But Patsy, when he was leaving the room, like, Paulie gave him the stare down. Like, Paulie was really upset about that. Carlo said, nigga, he said he wanted to drag that nigga behind his car. I'm like, whoa. Like, nigga, what the fuck?
Like, bro, yeah. We'll dive a little more on that when Carlo just gets really, really outspoken.
But think about this, though. And like I said, this is a perfect example of this is just tied into the world, because imagine we in the back of the bean, just us three. And somebody come in and say, you know, your homeboy or such and such that you hang with gay. None of us would be having a fucking brain trust circle about what to do next. Like, all right, nigga gay. All right, nigga. Probably knew that. Probably suspected that shit anyway. All right, man. We back to playing pool, taking our drinks or whatever. That shit doesn't move our world. We don't have to sit there and debate it. It's just like, okay, then. But these niggas really have to figure out what to do because somebody they know is gay. That's crazy.
I know. We can't even imagine. Like, this is the mid to early 2000s, so it's still a big thing still. Like
Still said,
then, what?
Tony, he represents us.
I mean, and they already look down upon being Jersey. It's like, I mean, Jersey, come on. I told you, it's a glorified crew. Like, you know what I mean? They already looked down on. They always looked at like the little homie from New York. You know what I mean? So it's like this is definitely not helping.
Hey, one the dragging it behind your car is like a whole nother level of hate.
That is a scary thought. Like,
nah, that's
flesh and skin just ripping off. Like, bruh, that is a scary thought. When I hear stuff like that, I'm like, hey,
yeah,
look.
Like you an evil motherfucker.
Yeah, that's evil work. Like,
yeah,
they probably
beat him up. Like, I want to drag that nigga behind my car. Like, what the fuck you got?
Well, no, Chris said, man, should I cut his piece of douche and feed it to him?
Did you understand that reference?
I didn't understand it. Is it from the earlier season?
Nah, man, that's a reference to his character in Dead Presidents. In Dead Presidents, Christopher or Michael Imperioli, who played the Dead Presidents, his character got attacked by a Viet Cong and they cut his dick off and put it in his mouth.
He was in the early part of Dead Presidents.
Yeah.
Dang, that man, hey, he been rocking with us. He be in the black movies, bro.
Yeah, like I remember I told you he was gonna lean on me for a brief second. He ain't had no speaking lines, but he was in that movie.
Yeah, and then you said
this was based off a real
the crew?
Veto storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, Veto, the actor who plays Veto read something about this mob guy who was a good earner and this whole dilemma. I can't remember exactly who it was. I'm sure if we Google it, we can find it out. But yeah, they read it. He brought it to David Chase. Like, I think this would be interesting. Interesting storyline.
Yeah, it says Agostino Giamona and a 15-year-old Antonio Tony Galeo, who had disappeared from home 2 weeks earlier, were found dead, hand in hand, both shot in the head. The two boys were called IZ, the boyfriends in the village. Giorgio, in particular, was openly gay after having been caught in a car by local Cabarini with another young man at the age of 16 and therefore denounced, earning him the Sicilian derogatory nickname of Poo Poo, which means licensed homosexual.
Shit crazy.
So this is like this was in Italy that he got this story from.
Yeah,
I thought it was a dude that was over here though.
I'm gonna do a little bit more research on it. But even the ignorance. The last thing I was gonna say about the scene is just the ignorance of everybody. Like Carlo being on some like sudden weight loss. Like it's just such an ignorance. It's such an ignorant mindset that these niggas have.
It really is. I think it was based off of John D'Amato, born in 1940, New York City, New York. Just a quick synopsis: American mobster and former acting boss of the Cavalcanti crime family, which is the one that a lot of people believe is loosely The Sopranos based off of, in New Jersey from 1990 to 1992. He was a prominent made man of that family and was appointed head of an organization by Giovanni Ricci under the influence of Gambino crime family boss John Gotti. Diamante was murdered in Brooklyn after he was suspected of engaging in homosexual activity. So I think it's based off of him. I've seen this picture before. And again, of course, The Sopranos is loosely based. They say they deny it, but some people believe some of the inspiration came from that family. So yeah, I can go check it out. John D'Amato.
What did you say his name? Because the guy who was about his name was Veto Arena or Arena.
I thought it was John D'Amato, because that family. Because whoever the boss was of that family, they believe is it's crazy the similarities him and Tony have. So that's where.
So the actor who plays Veto, he was reading a book it was a true crime book about the life of crimes of the DeMeo crew. You know what I mean? That was connected to the Gambino crime family, and there's a member named Veto Arena. He was named the gay hitman. So even down to the name Veto, like that's what. I don't know if that's a coincidence, because Veto was, I don't know at what point did he approach David Chase, but either way, that's apparently who it was supposed to be about. He was reading the crime book and was just fascinated by it and was like, man, I think this would be interesting to explore in television.
Yeah, maybe it's that, because I mean, his name was originally Gino, right? I don't know how early it was brought to the attention, but
this is like the 90s black version of Bringing the White Girl Home. Like every sitcom had that episode. There was an episode of Martin where Tommy brought the white girl on the ski trip. Like just that big thing that was like not within the code, or it was talked about, which like you ain't supposed to be doing this and that's kind of what this version was, obviously in a much dramatic fashion. Just we don't abide by this in our world, and let's see what it looks like if we bring it into it.
I've said it, but I think this is one of the best storylines.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and just like now, like how ancient that looks in 92 or 93 when you talking about that shit, that's how it looks now. 2024, this kind of storyline. Even in 06, Tony was on some, man, come on, man.
They were transitioning. Like they were in that, like they were going in that direction. So yeah.
It's just interesting for them. I'm glad that they actually explored it.
Man, me too. Like I prefer this much more than dream sequences. This is more of an intriguing story.
It makes me interested in wondering what they would have talked about, because this covers a nice amount of this part of the season, and I'm wondering what would the storyline have been? What would they have been focusing on? Would it have been John's trial? I don't know. It's just kind of interesting to think about.
Veto could have had a storyline that could have been a through line whole season thing, like Big P season 2, with something like this. If he were more of a prominent character, they could have drew it out. Like he, if they wanted to make him a big bad, the villain of the season, they could have, I feel like if they did it, if they took a different direction, I mean, I'm not mad at what we got, but they definitely could have drawn it out, and like that whole reveal and everything, and how Veto got to pretty much, if I whack the boss, I'm the boss now, and I don't care nothing about what my orientation is, but that would be more of a new age style storyline, obviously, but it could have been interesting.
And then you cross over to the hallway at HBO, one of the most iconic TV characters of all time. Openly gay man. Yeah. Yep. Was a gangster. Nigga.
Yeah.
Ain't no arguing there.
I think he was a picture. We go to our next scene. The Law Center. Meadow.
Hey, you be sliding a bit and just be keep it moving, bro. You a funny nigga. You a funny nigga, bro. Keep going.
The difference that makes the difference. I can't wait to get that scene. I'm trying to move us through a little bit. Meadow's at the law center, and Meadow is trying to help the Muslim family out, and we get some commentary post 9/11, and some of the people. Now we get to see a side of the victims on the other side of this. So it seemed like, David Chase, the creators, wanted to explore this kind of commentary of them being the people that, people kind of lump into the same box because they look a certain way and they believe a certain thing. And we get to kind of get a small dose of them being the victim. Anything I want to add to the scene?
Tony playing small violin is crazy.
Oh, tying into the next scene, the Soprano house scene.
Oh, my fault. My fault. Yeah, I had nothing to say about the actual law scene.
Okay. Well, we'll tie it into so we go back to the Soprano house scene, and pretty much Meadow is going in about, people that are minorities, people that are going through it and everything. And
this just reminds me, all I'll say about this is it just reminds me, given that it's an election year, I'm sure people who follow Sopranos pages have seen like the memes of, all right, 2024, who would the character be voting for and all that? Because obviously we got the Carmelo. Well, I voted for him, which is funny because Edie Falco in real life was she was in a commercial for Mothers Against Bush. You know what I mean? So just playing that character and knowing in real life she didn't do it, it's just interesting, man. You don't relate to Black people clinging the logs. Just kind of Tony's admiration for Meadow and realizing, like, man, like, it ain't that deep. You ain't got to be so sensitive and so take this shit so seriously. We live a good life.
AJ's still so thrilled when Tony says crack whore the second time, and it's just like made his day.
Right.
Try to save some crack whore.
Right.
I'm
gonna speak a little bit more about like we in season 6 and I preserved, but it's not gonna be too much more preserving.
And I think Tony really respects Meadow as far as how smart he knows. Meadow's smarter than him.
Mm-hmm.
So when she says things and she's so passionate about him, it holds weight, which takes us to our next scene when he goes to Setrial's and Chris is there. That's why it's on his mind. Like, you think those dudes are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is Carmela would Carmela be a Karen today?
What?
Look, the Spike face is like, nigga, I don't even need words. ... in the subtitles.
What's that song? What's that song in the Carter 2 with the interviewer and that nigga Wayne said, is that really, are you serious
really
right now?
Question?
Did you really have that written down in your notepad?
I'm sorry to bother, but get away from me.
Yeah, of course it would be.
Yeah. Never mind. I got some more stuff as far as like racism. Like in real life, I've noticed some things about supporting, but I'll save it for another time. I don't want to be overly lengthy. Our last episode was 3 hours. I hate when we get to 3 hours. But hey, y'all love it, so we're still here. Where we at? Tony at Satrial's?
Yeah, Tony at Satrial and Chris.
Okay. So yeah, pretty much Tony comes and he's asking about the Arabs that Chris works closely with. That's one of his rackets. This scene is a nothing burger for me, but are you impressed at all by how much Chris knows about these guys?
I'll tell you what I'm not impressed by, that weak ass weight that Chris is lifting.
Yeah, 10 pounder. That's
he
funny.
always lifting a weak weight, like.
Yeah, bro. Like, what you want? Am I impressed? I don't think he knows it about him.
I was gonna say, what do he know?
I think he's alluding to. I think he's giving his opinion based off his observations.
Okay.
Like, Chris has no idea if they thought, because this is just a pretty. And once again, a lot of this episode is based on ignorance and the ignorance that people carry about things they don't know about. And Tony even asked, "You think they're Al Qaeda?" I'm like, I thought about it, which is I like for some listen. I can't really describe it, but Michael Imperioli's delivery of this scene as Chris, just like the way he's kind of sitting there really pondering and thinking about it. I don't know if they were alluding once again to get a little bit of vibes that this nigga high.
Did you see him rub his nose when Tony walked in?
Yeah. He's also like kind of really pondering, you know what? At one point, it feels like a real conversation that you never expect your friend to ask you. And you're like, you know what? It's funny you asked me that because I was thinking about this. It's one of those. It has nothing to do with nothing. Like you said, it is a nothing burger. But it's just a interesting. Chris is looking at it like, that's weird that Tony would ask me that.
It's funny. Yeah. His rationale that they weren't is because he had a dog.
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all. I think that might be a hot take. Like Chris started doing drugs again once Tony woke up.
I don't even think that's a hot take. I think that's 100%. I think we even alluded to that a couple episodes ago.
I ain't never thought about it like that until really Spike just dropped that nugget there, and then looking at this, seeing him rubbing his nose, and then you talking about kind of how he's responding, like
his eyes got that little high look too.
Yeah, because remember, like he was very much sober in that. We can almost jump out there and say he was definitely sober when Tony had that like fresh out of surgery look. And he was like, hey, man, look, you owe me because I did that thing for you with Adriana. I'm doing movies. And he looked very sober, looked very clean, looked very like, you know, on top of things. But ever since then, he's looked like a wise guy, but a wise guy that got some other things going on. So that might be the hot take because I know a lot of times we'll get to some later stuff. I ain't going to spoil nothing that people may feel like, oh, how do we get there? But maybe this is the through line that we didn't see. Because I never looked at it like that way. Maybe y'all did, but now that y'all saying it, I'm watching even closer to Christopher's behavior.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they are alluding because you got to think next episode, we know for sure we get very strong confirmation of what's going on in Chris's life.
True.
And luxury lounge. So I think they are trying to set us up for it.
Okay.
Genius of the Sopranos. We're not going to tell y'all, but we're going to give you the clue, and then it's all going to tie together.
Veto, was he at his Gumar's house here?
Yeah, he at the Gumar's spot.
Okay.
You know, it's by the ocean.
By the ocean, okay. So Veto gets cornered by Benny and the other guys.
Veto, fuck you doing?
Veto, fuck you doing? Everybody said that to Veto.
Yo, like, look, they said, hey, look, Tony wants to meet with you, like, nah, right now type deal. And then Veto does what Angelo should have did. Angelo should have did this. Remember when they was like, hey, you gotta come with us, Johnny wants to meet with you. And remember, Angelo was about to roll with him, and then he got choked out, threw in the trunk, shot in the plastic. Veto was smart enough to know, like, all right, I'll meet you. I'll drive. I'll drive. And I love how Benny's reaction is so funny to me, bro. Like, just because you know it's like this is not that serious, and you find it funny because you had such a respect for this guy before, you not being like a captain. And now to know the information that you know.
How he even looking at him, bro? Like how he even standing there looking at him like with disgust is hilarious.
It is, bro, because it's like you really like, bro, stop playing with me. Like I was intimidated low key by you. And they throw a rock at him and everything. Like,
and it makes it even more funny because it's Benny.
It's Benny.
Like, they sent the little niggas over there to come get him. Like, bro, nigga. You ain't even that guy like that. So the fact that you look at me a certain way, I think they intentionally did that. Yeah. That's the closest thing we got to violence, man. This is literally the only episode in Sopranos history that does not have any violence in it. The only one.
You said in history?
In Sopranos history, this is the only episode that has no violence.
Where did you find that stat?
What you mean, where I found it?
Bro, that's got to be a season 1 episode, bro.
All right, well, you go rewatch all of them and you tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not gonna rewatch, but I'm gonna rewatch up until
it's well documented. This is the only Sopranos episode with no violence.
Yeah, because that first episode, the pilot,
nobody got slapped up, nobody got punched, nobody got killed, nobody got shot, nobody got pistol whipped.
No violence. Okay, no violence is pretty broad. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I feel like down neck. That's the thing that comes to mind, but yeah. Okay. We get
oh, my fault, real quick. My man in the blue tracksuit is a Sopranos legend.
Oh yeah.
Sopranos legend.
Legend. Like the quiet legend.
Man. Absolutely.
We go legend.
Genius.
Man. Chris meets with, I don't know what the guy's name is, so I just called him bilingual guy. And he's just paying his dues.
Oh, he's Corky. That's Corky.
Corky.
Okay. This is our first time seeing him.
First time seeing Corky. He's such a memorable character for the small parts. I always remember this character. But we see Corky, and is that it? Chris just paying him with drugs to translate? Is that what the situation is for the third party from Italy?
Yeah, you the connect. You the third party.
No.
Like, you got these guys coming through. Like, I need you to just hook. I need you to let them know where to find the target, and I need you to hook them up with some guns. All you gotta do is keep your phone on you and answer it, and that's it. And since you speak Italian, you're the perfect person for this. Now, the question I want to ask y'all is: there's no way that Tony knows that this is the person that Chris is using, right?
No.
And can't be, right? Because you're not using a drug addict. Somebody you're paying in heroin to get this type of job done for you, especially when you want to keep this on the low.
So like Tony has no idea. Yeah, Tony probably has no idea that he would be against this. And a really bad decision by Chris. Like, I don't think we see what comes of this, but it was stupid by him too.
And I think it's more into the generation that you speak of all the time. And at the end, like, there's no way if this was the 70s that this dude is so comfortable telling Chris, like, yeah, I heard Vito's riding the Hershey train. Like, what, bro? Like, and Chris's reaction, that's how it should have been. Like, that's a made man you talking about, bro. Like, who told you that? That's a dirty rumor somebody made up, and then Chris just folded too.
Because it's bro.
I hear Fat Vito's been riding up the Hershey Highway. Like, bro, come on, man. That's like somebody coming to me right now and saying something wild about, you were spiked. Like, bro, watch your fucking mouth, bro. Like,
riding up the Hershey Highway is the wildest.
Even more evidence to Chris is being on drugs now. He wouldn't have that heroin when he was clean. Like, even having that would have been like some sort of trigger for him. If he wasn't already doing it, he wouldn't have it. And I think they're doing all of that subtly to show that he's back on drugs.
I don't think he's doing heroin yet.
I do.
I think he was doing coke. That's it right now.
He probably sniff heroin. That's a little lighter high than it usually is when you shoot it up.
It could be. That nose is like a canopy. Word to Richie April. Because like I said, he did do like the little sniffle thing when he was lifting the weight.
Yeah, you can sniff him.
You can smoke a cigarette in the shower.
That is crazy work. Say your nose can cover up the cigarette.
I never forget the first time I heard that shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like man, shout out. I miss Richie April. I miss the old days. Anyway.
From the old school, Janice. Old school. This would have never. Richie would have pistol whipped dude for even repeating a rumor like that in front of him.
Oh yeah, like straight up. You see what he did to Beans?
He would have made sure he got the message to never repeat that to anybody. Like, I don't even know why you got the audacity to repeat it to a nigga like me. You know I don't play like that.
Somebody need a Soprano page of like characters, what they would have done. The dead characters, what they would have done if they was in the situation in like later seasons, because they got a modern Seinfeld page where they write these short excerpts of like what a Seinfeld episode would look like today, and it is the funniest thing. I thought I sent it to y'all before. It is the funniest thing, bro. Like, I swear, I'm gonna send y'all something. It's like modern Seinfeld. They give you like a quick little synopsis of how they react. Kramer, blah blah blah. He does this, but Jerry, blah, 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 Elaine. It is so freaking funny, bro. I'm going to send that to y'all when we get out of here. But, yeah, no way this would have been done right. But I don't know. Now y'all got me looking at this different. That's why I'm glad we're here for season 6, because I never looked at Chris this way.
Oh, as far as him being high?
Just watching the through line, like, okay, there is these. Because in my mind, I'm thinking Chris thinks he's further along in his sobriety than he really is. But now that y'all saying it, it's like, I don't know, because we'll get a later scene that maybe confirms that. But we'll keep pushing through. Anything else y'all want to add to this scene with him and Corky?
Nah, I'll save it for best quotes.
Okay. All right. They nuts for this next scene. Veto grabs some things from the crib, grab a picture, him, his wife, the kids, all that good stuff, and grab some things. First question: why is the babysitter doing this?
It was on some American Beauty shit. It was weird. I think I don't know if they were trying to. It feels like they were trying to say something, but
I think they were.
I don't even want to dig into what it was they were trying to say.
I think they were trying to say something about I think they were trying to connect it to Veto.
I think they 100% were, but there's too many underlying questions. How old is this young lady? She in high school? Is she 19? Like,
she's probably underage, I would assume.
And that's what I'm thinking, like, which makes it even more weird that you even doing this. And she's in a very like suggestive. It feels very intentional.
Yeah.
And very weird.
It's like
OD. And for it to not to be addressed, it's like, all right, man, what you could have. It had no purpose. Like, we know what's up with Veto. Like, so having that character in that position doesn't make a difference.
But
so I don't know what they were trying to say. Like,
that's what I'm saying, because it's like we're trying to figure out like. Yeah, so much going on.
It felt very. If anybody's ever seen American Beauty, it felt very American Beauty.
What is American Beauty for people that don't know? Because I don't know what that is.
It's a movie with Kevin Spacey. It was like nominated for a bunch of awards, but it's just not midlife, but this guy who's in the middle of his life and just kind of trying to figure out what's what, and he falls, I think, for one of his daughter's friends at school.
Oh, okay, I see where you're going.
If I'm trying to see if I remember that or describing that correctly. Let me actually look up the synopsis real quick. It's one of those movies, once you see it, you never, the synopsis for the movie: a sexually frustrated suburban father has a midlife crisis after becoming infatuated with his daughter's best friend. And that's what, if you see the movie, it's very, even if you've seen it once, it's odd.
Is it, you know, a movie that's like that, where it's like you watch it once and it'll never leave, it lives rent free in your head?
What's that?
You remember your boy the prison movie, bro?
Which one? The one with Master P?
Redemption?
It might be the one with Master P. Your boy
Master P and Stacy and Richard T. Jones from The Wood. I know exactly what scene you're talking about, and yes, you are absolutely right,
bro.
You talk. That's some. Yes. That's the hood version of Oz.
Listen, when I got that second DUI, and I was in jail talking to some people, and the way they was making it seem like my case was gonna go, nigga.
Nah, that's some. Hey, listen, if you ain't never seen that movie, I forget. I gotta look up the name.
They had me in shambles, dude. I was like, man. Oh no,
worst people to listen to.
No.
I gotta look up the name of this movie because I know exactly what you're talking about. Right. You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
That I probably shouldn't even be telling you. I remember my mom. I remember when you were that age, when you're a teenager and start smelling yourself. I remember my mom told me to watch that movie to try to scare me out of going to jail. Because it's like what you see in this movie is what happens in jail, and it was like a scare tactic. And damn it, if it ain't work, because I don't want no parts of none of that shit. Especially that scene, the Mo. I know exactly what scene you talking about.
Yeah.
And if you don't listen, if you see that and want to go to jail, then that says everything you want. That says everything about you.
What's the movie called? Did you figure out the movie?
Oh, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, because
no, you good.
Okay, so y'all, we talked about Oz, HBO's first, prestige television show. If y'all know what we mean when we talk about Oz, y'all could probably put the piece together. But this is way more surreal when you watch this movie. I can't remember.
It's like, what the fuck is going on? It's funny because Master P was in an episode of Oz. Lockdown.
That's crazy,
man.
Lockdown. It came out in 2000. Like I said, Richard T. Jones is in it, and this is right after The Wood.
Even Richard T. Jones, like he didn't go to that point, but like the fact that like, bro, I'm not even supposed to be here, type stuff, and like the whole. Listen,
that movie was showing. Listen, as a 13-year-old man, I'm like, hell no, I don't never want to know. This is one of those movies where you don't even you can't even find that joint. Like I don't even know where you even find this to watch it.
Nah, they got it. Whatever their mission was with that movie. Have you ever seen this, Spike?
I'm glad I haven't.
Yeah,
I seen a movie similar too, though. I know like that had that scene where you like, I never want to see this scene. Like I don't know if y'all seen Lee Daniels' movie Paperboy.
Nah,
they got Matthew McConaughey in it. It's one of those like I don't even want to talk
like a prison movie. Oh, okay, so it's there. Then it's there.
It ain't even a prison movie. This is like motel. they laid plastic down on the floor like a nigga was walking by the window, and it was just a glimpse, and it was like, bro, what the fuck was going on? But yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
But this one was it felt so realistic, bro. Like I was like, they're
And
they're not acting right now. Nobody's saying cut. Like this is not. Anyway.
I tell you what though, the worst shit came out recently. I don't know if y'all watched it, but that baby reindeer. Did y'all watch it on Netflix?
I didn't watch it. I know what you're talking about, but I never watched it.
Oh God, bro, it is
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a show on Netflix, like the 4th or 5th episode. Probably one of the most disturbing 29 minutes of television you'll ever watch in your life. It was fucking crazy. The show was good, with the exception of the episode was very difficult to make it through.
You know what's it's not a difficult watch, but it has that same, once you get to the end of it, you're like, oh wow. It's Black Mirror, Shut Up and Dance.
I heard about that.
When a dude, you ain't watched that?
Is that the Anthony Mackie episode?
No, that's not that one. That's the Fighting Vipers. The Shut Up and Dance, I'm telling y'all, brothers, y'all should watch that one. It's not like the movies and stuff.
No.
Nah, come on, man. No, it's not like that. It's just quickly, somebody gets a hold of him on a computer and is like, basically do these things, I'm gonna reveal what you've been looking at on your browser type thing. And dude was like, hell no, I ain't about to, and go through it. But when you get the big reveal at the end, you're like, oh damn, I did not. But because the commentary on Black Mirror is about, obviously technology and the personal connection and how it can affect you in a negative way. But that Shut Up and Dance is top tier television. Like it's not that writing. I don't know who wrote that, but that is up there. So yeah, y'all, and please, if y'all do not send in, y'all should do that next. I'm not doing a Black Mirror review ever. Like it's way too heavy. But yeah, anyway, sorry, we ain't got all the way on the tangent, but yeah, Veto, he grabs, he kisses his kids and he rolls out. Then Veto, he's driving at night, eating some ribs.
He had to stop and get those. Knowing that your life is on the line, you had to stop and get those ribs.
Like a lane,
crashing out,
getting the juju beans.
We know he been healthy, right? So that's a clear sign that you crashing out, because I'm like, I'm just about to eat some comfort food.
Eating ribs while you drive, bro. That's some of the
using your pants using your pants as a napkin.
That is crazy.
Using your pants as a napkin. That's like Pops. Remember, he said we had no paper towels. We wipe our whole mouth with eat a bowl of cereal.
And they went out of their way
as a slab while he drove, though. That is crazy.
You know how long it take to get some ribs sometimes? Like, come on.
Facts.
They went out of their way to show him wiping his hands on his pants to let us know like he going down bad.
But you can't say the ribs that look fire though. Like,
they did too. They look good.
Them ribs look good in the mug, boy. Like, where do you get them from, dog? Let me get some of them ribs.
Certain foods is just not like drive and eat food.
That's not driving eat food.
That's just crazy. That's
insane. It's not driving eat food.
I'm a person like I hate to be inconvenienced with certain food. Like it's like because when it requires a little more, like I just won't eat. Like, oh, you can go ahead. No, I won't do that. Like on a road trip, like if we ever driving somewhere far, I'm very selective. I don't want something that I'll just park in the parking lot. We just gonna eat right here. I'd hate if I got to be in motion and some things are more complicated. Like, okay, hold on, I got to look down, scoop a little macaroni over here. I'm not doing all that. I got to dip this over here. It's too much. Like I hate complicated eating while traveling. Like no.
That's fair.
But yeah, man, we'll get to it later. But man, hot take: Veto can't drive, man. I don't know, maybe somebody driving around, but Veto can't drive. I mean, we remember when they were in Satrial's and Eugene pulled up, and Veto had left. So it's like maybe this nigga can't drive because we're gonna get another scene that showcases that too.
This was a tree. He wasn't looking, I think, and ran over a tree in a row.
I mean, he looked like he was hyper focused at that moment, though.
Probably look down to eat some of them ribs.
About setting ribs. It's raining.
Tell you what, though, I don't know if I would have made that walk. And it like he walked for a minute, bro, and pouring down rain. I might have had to just sleep right there.
I mean, I probably would have slept there.
Yeah, I ain't making that walk in the right
way.
Well,
I mean, it depends on how far. It depends on how far.
You're in New Hampshire.
But you got to think about how far out you are. Like if Tony tried to get Furio whacked, and Furio's from Italy, and you ain't really connected out there like you think you are,
But he knew where Furio was. He don't know where Veto at. They don't know if he went north, south, east, west. They don't know if he's somewhere in town hiding out. Like he had a good possibility of waking up alive, I would say. Like, nobody knew where he was at. Think about how your man was up there in that college town for forever. That Tony was looking for when he finally ran into him.
Fetty.
And Meadow. Yeah. Think about how long he was up there.
Well, you got well, true, but you got to think about it, like if you got new information and then you're in a paranoid space because we all been in some kind of paranoid space. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Like he in such a paranoid space, like nigga, I can't even stay out here just park. Cause somebody be driving, going to pick up some crazy envelope, and I'm right here, and they're like, "Yo, is that Veto car?" Because now you thought it was sweet at the gay club, and you got a low tier dude that told your business. Like at this point, nigga, everywhere you looking like, hold up. So you're right. I think his chances are pretty good, but Veto not a small dude, so he can't really hide at all. Like, trying to sleep in his car. So
let's say New York, you 4 hours and 37 minutes.
I was just about to say,
they ain't drive. Yeah, you're right.
That's crazy. Me and Spike literally did the same shit. I pulled up Newark to New Hampshire, 4 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, no, ain't nobody. They ain't doing that drive. Like, not to find Veto right at this moment.
Not if you don't know where he went. Yeah.
No, nah.
You know what's funny? They filmed all the New Hampshire scenes in Booton. Every time I think of Booton, I think of Jackie Jr.
And he whacked Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good connection. But yeah, Veto driving, he gets a call from Phil, and then it seemed like his whole mood changed, like because he knew
that.
Yeah, because Phil is from the old school for real. Veto makes it to the Airbnb, and the fact that Veto pulls up with the Little Red Riding Hood poncho, this had to be in the same locker with the leather ass outfit.
It's just a poncho.
That's orange.
Why is it red?
It's orange. That's the safety color. Like I think it was in his trunk. That is orange.
That's not orange.
Look at it laying on the floor on the next scene. It's orange.
All right, let me look on the next scene then.
Little Red Riding Hood. You funny.
Nah, that's definitely Little Red Riding Hood, bro.
That is orange, bro.
I don't see it as orange, bro.
Look at it laying on the floor in the next scene. That's red.
Okay, hold on. I'm still looking at. All right, hold on. Come on, take the.
Yeah.
Nah, I still don't see it as orange, bro. But yeah, I think there's some kind of nod there, like the wolves are coming after you type deal. But yeah, definitely, like, to me, I'm like, whatever with that poncho, that nigga got it from the same locker that he got that leather outfit.
That's a stretch, man. It's a poncho, man.
It's a red big poncho on Veto with a hood on. Like, come on.
You ain't ever wore a poncho,
nigga. Are you serious?
You never worn a poncho?
No. One word, umbrella, bruh. Matter of fact, forget
you
umbrellas.
Carry an umbrella before you ain't carry. Do you carry an umbrella?
Nah, I mean, niggas don't carry umbrellas, but
that is a universal thing. Niggas
do not carry umbrellas, and we got them too.
Left the house and be like, I never left the house and be like, damn, I forgot my umbrella.
We never got it. Like we own it and everything. Never got it on when we need it. Like it ain't even so a poncho. Like what? Nah.
I've been to tons of sporting events. And shit where it's
okay, events. Well, then that's different. Like I guess
I ain't leaving the crib on some like let me get my poncho out, but definitely.
I have ponchos on at amusement parks.
Yeah, if I see a nigga with a poncho on, I ain't about to be this nigga got a poncho.
Okay, y'all wild now. Now I finally get to be in the position to call you niggas wild. Like y'all
That's
wild.
Not wild.
Nah, that is wild. Amusement park
getting
with the poncho.
Drenched.
Eighth grade Kings Island trip.
I'm talking about as a grown man. Y'all had
ponchos.
At amusement park.
Getting rained on is not that bad,
bro. Yeah, like you gotta deal with the rain the rest of the day.
It's not a jacket, nigga. It's a trash bag with a hood. Stop playing.
Yeah, so and make sure you getting wet.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Would you rather be dripping wet or would you rather just be dry from wearing a poncho for a few hours?
That a poncho
and I can throw it away.
Wild, bro.
And you can throw it away. It's really
it's convenience and all, but it's still wild. Like I'm sorry.
That's funny. Please write in.
Yeah,
please
this
write
is
in
a
and give us
moment
your
like
poncho
y'all
takes.
normally back me in the corner, but this is a moment I'm like, I gotta show y'all niggas yourself for. It is wild, bro. Yeah, you weren't a trash bag for. I get it.
Chris Falone, have you ever worn a poncho before? Let us know.
No, we need. Hold on. What's our Nigerian brother? What's our Nigerian brother? He know who he is, man.
I need everybody. I need everybody. Please let us know.
Right in. Have you wore a poncho?
I know Nigerians wear ponchos. How they think of themselves? I know they wear ponchos.
Why he gonna prove you wrong? Why she gonna be like, what are you?
I know our mixed queen done wore a poncho before too.
She probably has one. Yeah, why she gonna hit us like, no.
I ain't gonna hold you, Mo. When Veto wakes up, man, and you look at that floor, man, that does look orange.
Okay, hold on. I ain't got to the wake up scene. Hold up.
Like 20 minutes.
Nigga, you got a VCR, nigga? What you do?
I'm
20 minutes.
We're moving from
5
scene
seconds.
to scene. Like,
so you got a VCR.
We got a VCR, man. Yeah, I got a game cast.
Oh shit! He like that either. Mo gave me the dirtiest look. People on YouTube listen to what I said. That Mo looked at me like, nigga.
Hey, hold on, man. I love when people throw little lies and shit. Nigga said I got a game cast, man. Hey, Malibu's Most Wanted was one of my man. Me and school used to watch this shit on repeat.
Oh, that's gonna be on. That's gonna be on the list. That's definitely gonna be on the list. Trust me.
Y'all can do it. We definitely gonna do it at CG.
Oh, good. All right. Well,
Malibu's Most Wanted. It's classic.
Yeah, it's such a goofy movie.
I don't think I ever seen it.
It's some silly shit.
It probably ain't even worth. I don't know if it's worth for him because you got to be in that era.
Spike turned that shit on. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it ain't. Spike, the way he is, he probably won't even. Yeah. But yeah, Veto. We get to the next scene. Pretty much, Veto wakes up in the morning. Carmela goes to the spec house. I'm still seeing. I mean, it's red. It's not. It's still not really the emergency orange though to me.
Hey, Mo, it's red. It's red. It's cool. It's red.
All right. But Carmela, she pulls up.
Notice it went from red to not emergency orange. It didn't stay at red no more. Though it ain't emergency.
That's why I'm like, you know what? Like Mo ain't giving this battle up, so you know what you got it, big dog.
Well, no, yeah, I just don't see it that way. The only thing is because I'm a graphic designer, I deal with Pantone colors, so I kind of see it differently. But whatever.
You're flexing.
What are you gonna do? But Carmela pulls up to the spec house. She's checking out everything, and we'll find out later that she sees some things missing. I don't have nothing to add to that scene, but we can go to the next scene if y'all don't have nothing to add to that. Okay. So Carmela comes to her parents' house. Hugh's outside, watering the driveway. I ain't never did this in my life, but I would like to. My first question I want to ask you: how fire is this crib? Y'all like this crib?
Nice crib. He probably built it by himself. He
probably built that. Yeah, he probably built that.
Yeah, I love this.
When contractors build their homes, they get off.
When you married to Carmela's mom, you do shit like water the driveway.
Oh,
you find anything to get away and go outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. She probably made him shave his facial hair, bro.
He look crazy.
He do. I was gonna say
he was a dickhead for real. I didn't even know he had it in him.
Do y'all blame him though?
No, absolutely not.
Nah.
Even the look over the shoulder when he said that old man presence of knowing that a car just pulled up and he looked and saw what it was and went right out.
Just kept moving.
Yeah, man. So he was irritated.
Nigga said literally I had a lifetime of her bullshit. Imagine saying that about your daughter.
But it wasn't. He's it's not really about her, it's about his wife. Like that's the way I read it. I'm like, you're saying it about her, but you feel comfortable to get this off with your child because you birthed her, but you're not man enough to get this off with your wife.
I gotta live with my wife every day. I don't see Carmela.
Which I think that's why I think it was whack of you. I didn't like this behavior from him.
I still think he was mad at Carmela.
I think there was some sense, but like I've been dealing with this my whole life. Like, okay, like you ain't got to do all that. Like this is Mel. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all had an agreement. It ain't her fault that you didn't get the right schematics, nigga. Like you stuck in 1980s talking about you Prince. Like, come on, bro. You wasn't on it like you thought you was. Now, I'm not mad at you going back and getting the gear since it didn't fit the qualifications, but like putting that all on your daughter, like that was whack behavior to me. Like I really feel like you were really just transferring your energy to her.
But working together, investing money with someone, that changes things.
Facts.
But
That
he ain't
changes
put no money.
things.
He ain't put no money in though.
He didn't make no money
But
either, though.
he didn't make
He
no money.
spent his
It's
time
more so
doing it.
remember, Hugh
Fair.
walked into this thinking that they were partners. Remember, she said, like, when I hired you, hired me. Like, we supposed to be partners on this. You trying to little nigga me? Okay, then bet. Let me get all the shit that I provided, and you figure this shit out yourself.
Try to little nigga your dad is crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly what she was trying to do.
Like saying I hired you to your dad is like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't put that piece together in my head. Like,
and you know what? She probably did hire him, but he probably thought, since I'm your dad, I'm assuming that we're going 50-50 since this is my profession. Like, why would you take a professional and hire me? Like, nigga, we going in on this. Like, so there was a lot of crosswire. This is a messy situation. And Hugh petty.
Yeah, it is. Her mom asked about the bun cake pan or whatever. Again, Sopranos being brilliant. I love that we didn't get the inside of the house. I get that, you know, it's a lot of money to build a lot of sets for TV shows. Like, we don't, you know, I like to listen to like set designers speak about how they built the aesthetic of sets, because it throws me. I'm like, bro, this got to be a real place. They're like, nah, it's not. So the fact that they use this location just to expand some more on the Soprano universe is brilliant. It makes us feel, again, even more in this world and how real it feels to us. Just seeing their home. We never seen their home. I'm not sure if we'll see it again, but it's just dope, you know. So but yeah, that Carmela just gets on my nerves so much, because she just moves with such privilege, and she's like not willing to do anything. She just wanted to have conversations with people and things happen. Versus when we get to Angie, but I'll speak more to that when Angie gets in the scene. Anything else y'all want to add to this transaction between them two?
I'm with you. I think he was rightfully, yeah.
Man, let her go. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I got driveway to water. Get the fuck out of my face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please. I'm trying to do anything to stay out of the house. Because, boy.
I think he was using that to brush the leaves off the drive. It was leaves at the end of it. I think he was just brushing the leaves out of the driveway.
I don't know if I ever get to that level of care. I don't know.
Do you rake your yard? Like, do you do any yard work at all?
Every here and there, I'll cut the grass. Sometimes we'll pay to like people. It's a pretty cheap price, and they'll cut our front and back. Yeah. But we don't. We live in a community, so it's not really trees because of hurricanes and stuff. So you don't really get leaves like that.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I was like, dang, ain't no leaves, but yeah, that's why. So it's probably a Florida thing to be all the way candid. But,
oh yeah, y'all don't have your leaves.
Yeah, they purposely get them out of there, like.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah. We go to the next scene. Veto walks in the diner, and he just walks up to dude and says, "Give me a coffee." That was crazy work immediately. No, like, "Hey, how you doing today?" Like, "Hey, can you, you know?"
That's New York, though. That's New York, New Jersey.
Yeah, but it's New Hampshire.
And I think it's trying to show. No, I'm saying it's trying to show why he sticks out like a sore thumb up there. Like Veto ain't really like no.
Right.
Like, he's not an ostracizing dude really, other than his size. Like, you wouldn't think, oh man, this guy's from New York. But once he started talking, they put, like, even when he was checking into the bed and breakfast, he's like, "Hey, hun," and try to give her $100 and all of this. Like, this is not what we do up here. Like, you out. I think this was meant to show like Veto is out of his element.
Fair. That's a great point, Spike. Even more brilliant writing.
Yeah.
So he, you know,
give me some of those Jimmy Deans. We make our sausage in house.
Oh man, goodness gracious! Having a whole sausage thing, like I ain't never grew up like that. We've had smoked sausage plenty of times in the crib, but it was always cut up in like quarters and halves. Like, you know how we have it cut up and split open. Like, it ain't never been like just throw
especially
the whole
breakfast sausage. Like, you don't get the whole breakfast. Like, and they usually be small. This nigga got
that's
links.
what I'm saying. They cut in like quarters and they split in half. Like, nigga, we ain't never had no, like, you just hit it with the char on both sides and throw the whole anaconda on the plate, bro. Like,
and 4 of them. Like, come on, like, bro, this breakfast, bro. Like, God,
that is crazy. And he introduces them to the Johnny Cakes.
You ever had Johnny Cakes before?
No.
It's just cornbread.
You talking about like fried?
It's like a pancake, but it's not the same consistency as a pancake.
I think I may
like it's like fried bread in the sense of
what
what a
is it
pancake
called?
is more.
It's like something they do in the South, right?
Hot water cornbread.
Hot water cornbread, is that what it is?
Similar. There's similar things.
Okay. Well,
like well, I don't know. Well, with pancakes, you don't use meal. I don't think you put meal in Johnny cakes.
Okay. Well, Johnny cakes are not hot water cornbread.
No, they're similar. They're like cousins.
Okay. Whew, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No, they like cousins.
Oh man. All right, man. Cousins, that's cool enough. They still a difference. Oh man.
But Caribbean Johnny cakes look like hot water cornbread.
Hey, we ain't gonna label Johnny cakes on everything though. Like they ain't Johnny cakes. It's just cakes. Like we ain't gonna do that.
They got a couple names. They call them Johnny cakes, hoe cakes, ash cakes. Ash cake is hilarious. That's what they should have called this on the Soprano episode. Ash cakes.
Ash cakes.
You want some ash cakes?
Right.
ASH too, not ASS for those that don't get my accent.
Especially if Tony had said something and used that accent, like, hey, what are you doing eating ash cakes? Like,
you up here eating ash cakes?
Yeah, that would have been good. that yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's really good. But they're in New Hampshire, we find out. And yeah, like you said, pretty much the cook tells them, like, hey, the Johnny cakes are addictive, and the sausages are made of
flirting. Right? Did you pick this up as flirting?
I did not.
You didn't see the little extra glance that he gave him back over his shoulder at the end of the scene? Nah, this was definitely flirting. Like he noticed Veto. Like when you notice a girl, you're like, oh, she all right. You know what I'm saying? What she got going on? Give her a little extra look, linger a little bit. Like he definitely was doing
that. Sausages made in-house is fucking insane. That was a sexual innuendo because he peeped it. And
flirting.
The scene, because look, and Veto people the scene too. He sees what we assume to be a gay couple walk in.
Well, yeah. Yep.
You know, and I think the reason they showed it was to show like, oh, it's normal up here. I can beat me up here.
Yeah.
And the whole nine. And to the earlier point that I missed,
Johnny cakes.
Two things. I remember I dated this girl named Ashley when I was 19. Her nickname was Ash Cakes, so that's funny. And then
she was thick.
Nah, she was skinny actually. That's crazy.
That's even crazier.
That sounds like a thick nickname right there.
It was wild. And then what was I about to say? Mo, I don't know if it was another week in the books, but when I got back from New Jersey, we had a conversation about niggas ain't got no time for the how you doings and what's going on in Jersey. Like, nigga, no. We back to it. It might have been another week in the books when we talked about it. But that's the same thing I thought when Spike said it. Like, nigga, they showing that to show, like, give me coffee. That's just showing, nigga. That's how we talk. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about how your morning going.
Right.
Yeah, that's no disrespect, but I do not give a fuck about you.
I did not get to say this that I should have said, but when going all the way back for a second, Veto with his Gumar. First time we hear about the blood,
the blood sugar,
the blood sugar, or is it cancer, or is it anything to say? I didn't get to mix that, but yeah, sorry. But yeah, he tries to call on the payphone, super nostalgic. To find out where his cousin is, he don't really get no info. And that's about
shout out to the white pages back in the day.
Shout out to the white page and shout out to Angie Bumpin' Cyril.
Would you have eaten the Johnny cakes?
See, I probably would have because I wouldn't have read that he was flirting. I didn't get that.
I take the flirting out of it. I just mean literally just what you. It's probably just play. If a woman waitress handed you some Johnny cakes, would you have eaten them? Do they look appetizing to you?
What is the place called? That's.
It's a diner, bro.
Is it called Johnny? Is it called Johnny's Diner?
Oh. And you said throwing the anaconda on the plate, which is insane. I can't let you slide with
nuts.
Spike tried to let it go. Spike is real. He better at that than I am.
Yeah.
He'll let you just. I ain't about to address that. Yeah. I heard that shit when I was in the other room. I'm like, hold on, what the fuck?
Veto, what the fuck you doing?
What you doing?
Veto? What the fuck?
What the
the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
I wonder, do you put syrup on Johnny cakes?
He definitely put the man how local syrup. Remember he said
he put butter
syrup.
on. Oh, he said local syrup. He put butter on there. I seen, but I didn't see the syrup.
Butter, local syrup.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Hey, my man's was trying to get them together.
Everything in house.
And listen, everything in house. Don't be careful, you'll get addicted. He was. Hey, man, listen.
he was definitely flirting with him.
Okay, the addicted line was definitely some flirtatious vibe. Okay, now that I say that, I'm kind of
all that shit.
Yeah.
Funny that he picked up on it though. I think he picked up immediately that Veto was gay.
Dang, that's crazy. So that speaks differently in that community versus people outside of the community where it's like, nah, you didn't read it because like the women are so appalled. Like, no, not Veto. Like, you know. So we'll get
Meadow didn't seem too surprised either.
Maybe is that because of Finn?
I think
she
so.
knew for so long,
and it had sit with her for so long. Yeah,
when somebody. I remember there was an episode of How I Met Your Mother where the thing was Ted was dating this girl and they was talking about the glass breaking moment. Like everybody has a glass, like where you're dating someone and you're so infatuated with them, you don't notice a major flaw and everybody else does. It's to the point where I can't believe that you don't see this. I think one of the examples like somebody chewing loud. Right, but you so in love with the chick that you'll pay attention, but your whole crew is like, yo, bro, you don't never pay attention to how she eats her food and how she chew. And then once they do it, like every character, the glass will break in their head. And like, oh shit, I gotta break up with her now. And I feel like that's kind of the same thing.
That's a scary thing. That's a scary realization to come to. Like
all
of
a
sudden,
the last person to realize the bullshit.
Yeah, that is a crazy wow.
It's like some Shallow Hal shit.
Yeah,
that's a movie they could not make that movie today. Oh my goodness, that was wild in the Shallow Hal.
Man. Come on, dog. Hey, listen. You gotta love the era. You gotta love the era we came up in. You gotta love it.
Hey, they was wild in the Shallow Hal, man.
Yeah, he was getting it off. He was getting it off like, hey, in my world, okay, my eyes.
Hey, man, they fucked up. Hey. That's a fried ass movie, man.
It is fried. I now I gotta go back and watch it. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Hey, Kramer in that? Not Kramer, but hey, Jason Alexander. Stands in there, George in that.
He may. I have not watched it, so I cannot in a while.
I'm pretty sure he's in there, man. I think he's a friend.
He was in Blank Man, so I definitely remember.
Yeah, he in there. He and Jason.
Okay, Jason, yeah. I'm about to say, yeah, man, that movie wild.
But yeah, Silvio comes over to Mrs. Spataford's house. His wife says he has a Gumar, and she knows all about it. Man, he could. The only thing I wanted to say is, man, he could have been hiding this for years. She knows. He had to make sure she know he has a good Gumar. She knows the Gumar is bad in some way. So I'm getting all.
How she know that?
I don't know.
Hold on, what you mean when you say he was hiding what for years?
Oh, his activities, his real activities.
I don't think so. I looked at this scene a little bit differently. I took it as she knows how this works and what's going to happen to Veto if this is found out. And I think more than anything, she's more concerned about the fact that he's a good man and a good father. Mm-hmm. Like any woman that has a kid by someone, especially if they're married, like they never want anything bad to happen to their child's father.
Yeah.
And I think that's how she looked at it. I don't think she was shocked about that this nigga was gay.
Yeah, she probably definitely picked up on it.
Yeah,
I read here that she definitely knew that he was gay and it was none of Syl's business.
Yeah.
See, I ain't get that.
Yeah, she know, man. Listen,
that's why she tried to throw the Gumar shit out there. Like I know what I know where you're trying to take me, but I'm gonna throw the Gumar shit out there to let you know that no, that's not really what's going on, or like a smokescreen.
I almost feel like maybe there was a possibility. Like I've had some thoughts about my husband.
Nah,
kind of thing. Like I don't think it was like
you know that nigga gay.
Because here's what I'm saying. She's
been living with that man for 20-some years. She know he gay.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know because like at the way it's like you always act weird about these things. If you knew he was gay, then you wouldn't even make that statement. Obviously gonna act weird. This is a heterosexual wedding.
I mean, I often say gay men like weddings, right? I'm pretty sure they pretty comfortable.
No. She know what if she knows he's gay, she know what that is. That's why I don't think.
No, I think that's what I'm saying. I think that's different. I think that's like her assuming that that's a personality thing, and just Veto, like you always do this. This is my husband. I think that's her saying that I know you. I know you act weird at these things. And I think us knowing that she knows him, like she knew that man was gay.
I don't know. She knew something was off, maybe. I don't know.
I'll give you that. Maybe she didn't have full confirmation that he was gay.
That's more so what I'm thinking.
Something was off. She knew it was like.
Yeah. Because when the evidence came, then I think that was like the things that I thought could be a possibility with my husband and now come to the light now, like, nah, it can't be. Like, oh yeah, I didn't really caught. Because she's still kind of holding on to the idea, maybe not until it's like it's confirmed. So, but yeah, I mean, she could have known. I don't know. Women got that intuition, so she could have known the whole time for all I know. But pretty much, Seal leaves. He says, "I'm telling you, in my business, I'm around a lot of women, and that one ain't getting laid."
Interesting.
Yeah. I thought it was a good read because you do kind of forget that Seal is around women all the time. So he has a different
perfect person to go talk to.
Perfect person.
Nobody else could have had this conversation with Vito's wife.
Yeah. I was almost going to throw somebody else in there from like the past, but yeah, he's the best.
I think that even furthers the point against your argument.
What?
Seal being the perfect person to go in there because he can pick up on stuff like that. That them two being married for so long, she knew. Like, this is how easy Seal went in there. Like, she ain't getting laid. His wife knew. Same way you notice subtle things about your wife, and your wife knows subtle things about you.
So you saying
like they know what's going on. If something's off, you're gonna know.
So they had the 2 kids, and then pretty much he ain't never smashed, and he's coming up with the blood sugar excuse for a year. I mean, for years.
To your point, she might not pinpoint it, but she knows something's off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We with that. I'm saying,
and I think she knows. Like, she knows, man. She knows.
She has an idea. She knows.
Yeah, man, she definitely knows. Man.
Hey, wow, for they take on that too. Tony calls Vito's phone, and a black construction worker picks it up. Why is this here? Why are we doing this? Why is this here? Why are we doing
I guess so they know Veto left, but still.
But it's like this is like.
Why did it have to be him? Why couldn't it be some Italian?
This is just low level representation. Like, I was like, it's like, oh, you can't hit us with the Friends. There's no black people in the show. I know that's not the case. I mean, he had David Chase and all the people involved. They got way more integrity than that. I know that's not the case. We know. This is not what I'm paying. But man, come on. We're at season 6. I got to air grievances now.
Have y'all ever seen a black dude with a USA hat on?
Have you ever seen a black person pick up somebody else's phone in the grass?
That obviously had been laying there since you were working.
Niggas mind their business. That's the moral of the story I'm trying to get at. I heard a joke. Never mind. I ain't gonna tell that joke. But we mind our business. Like, that's
if
the
I
thing.
find that phone and I work out there, I definitely am not answering it. I just got me a new phone.
Answer and say what?
Yeah, I got me a new phone.
Why would I pick up? I mean,
I definitely got me a new phone.
Yeah, that's home. But like,
go switch the chip out.
That SIM card.
Yeah,
even then. But I'm in construction. I'm doing all right for real. Like, I don't need to.
He's a laborer. He probably make like $18, $20 an hour, something like that.
But in 2006,
14 to 16 then. But point is, he looked like he could have used that phone.
Oh, he definitely looked like.
Nigga got a USA hat on, for Christ's sake. Somebody gave him that hat.
This is a pointless scene. And even, what really upsets me about the scene is the fact that he's arguing with Tony in the middle of arguing. He explains to him that he found the phone on the side of the road. Like, bruh, if you know you're going to shatter it and you're not, what's the point of this? There's no way I would even engage in this conversation.
This is not black behavior. That's my problem. You don't have black people in the room, clearly. This is not how we operate. And again, can we please get some better look at black people? I can't say that enough. You always find.
They said you a telephone tough guy.
You always find these really interesting looking black characters, and then when you find the one that's like in his bag and civilized, in the first season we get Bokeem Woodbine, shouts out to him, but and then we get the Maurice character, my namesake. And we see him, and it's like, bro, can we please, for the last time?
Hey, 6 degrees of separation, man. Bokeem Woodbine was in the same platoon as Michael Imperioli's character in Dead Presidents.
Yeah, maybe that was a Michael
They were
call.
They were in the same thing.
Yeah, maybe Michael called.
I don't know if the platoon is the right word, but they were in the same unit.
Same unit. Okay. Dope. But yeah, it's just, it don't make sense. This is not our behavior. Like I don't get this. It's like, again, you just throwing it in. It just feel like, oh, let me give a nod here. But
let me stop and say this.
What?
Niggas in New Hampshire might get down differently.
That's where the phone is. Like, we're assuming this is New Hampshire right here, where the phone is.
Either way, you in New England. You in the New England area, whether it's Massachusetts, New Hampshire. He took that route to get up there. Like, there ain't no so many niggas in New Hampshire.
Fair point.
That's how they might get down. That's why they study you. That's why he got the USA hat on. He believe in that shit.
I ain't buying that though. You went too far. You went too goddamn far.
You're taking the comment too far. I heard the dreadlocks, but shit.
Right. Like Rick Ross said, man, all white neighborhoods, you they favorite nigga.
Right, Mr. Nigga over here.
Keep away. I ain't about to say the ill shit I was about to say.
Go ahead.
Go
we
ahead.
in season 6. Speak down, forever hold your peace.
I hold my peace.
All right, fair enough. I'm getting it all off now. We're in season 6, man. It is what it is. But yeah, it's stupid. The scene was whack. Like, that's the bottom line. I'm getting that. It was a whack scene. We get to the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and Angie pulls up. She's in her bag now. That Tony pull up that he had like a season ago in the field situation, and obviously now we're looking at about 2 years prior, clearly toughened her up. And Big P moving to his residence near the water, it did her some justice, man. What y'all think about this conversation and scene?
I love how disgusted Carmela is.
Mm-hmm.
I love how she ain't the big dog.
Yep.
You look like a phantom until the phantom pulls up.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what this was. And she knows it, and she can't even hide it. That's how much of a hater Carmela is. She can't even hide the fact that she's disgusted with Angie, and she's envious of her position. And Angie's coming up on some big dog shit, man. 2 G's, yeah. 2 G's, my own.
Mm-hmm.
Taking phone calls. Matter of fact, Artie,
I'm coming late. I ain't got shit to listen to with Artie. Like, I ain't finna sit here and play these games with y'all. Actually, I got to get back.
Hey, let
me know what
cook.
you need me to
like,
do. Let me know what you need.
Let this nigga cook. Like she said, you know what? Just let him cook.
Yeah.
Like,
let me know
forget
what I
y'all
need to do, man. I ain't got time for this little midday lunch shit, man.
Yeah, little nigga shit, man. This is a little mean. I'll send my worker over next time. I got big shit to do.
Listen, Angie, I have been waiting for, like, I've been waiting on the Benny. This is what I've been waiting on with Angie, because we've talked about selling sausage samples is crazy. And we remember Carmela seeing her and ducking off like, whoa, look at you. Now look at us. All my niggas is, you know what I'm saying? Like, but now she looking totally different. Like, hey, you know what? Can we just let him go and cook? Matter of fact, I ain't even got time, bro. Just throw me the prosciutto. I got to go. But yeah, put the 2 G's on the joint. You know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to make money or not? Like, I was loving this energy from Angie, bro. She is man, come on.
Took it to go, told him don't even play it.
Come on.
I
could have said it better myself.
That was for you.
I really appreciate that, man. Yeah. I got a deep place of love for you, brother.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
But seriously, like, I just love seeing. I've been waiting on this for so long, and Carmela needed this, because while you're sitting here waiting for your dad to do something, waiting for Tony to do something on some money you didn't earn for some work you ain't gonna do, Angie is getting busy doing the work. Like, yeah, we not the same. You think we neck and neck, and we're not. Like, and it spoke to a theme that I believe last season that Meadow had spoke to, about how she's getting it, and while they were in the mall, and Carmela was like, well, while you got that, I got lawyers. I'm gonna get your money based on these things, versus Meadow, I'm gonna get it out the mud myself. So this just speaks to, like, Carmela, she ain't got that bag like that. She's not a go-getter like she thinks she is, or even how she's trying to transition into, because she's not willing to. Yeah.
Are you happy for Angie, or are you more so happy that Carmela getting put in her place?
It's really both. Angie came a long way from getting her Cadillac, getting Tony breaking the glass out of that joint in season 4 or 3. And then, obviously everything was happening. She cried, "Come on, Tony, help!" Like that whole thing. And then now she's in her bag. Like, I'm talking to niggas now.
Like, I give Pussy a lot of credit for that. I think he schooled Angie. It just took her a while to get in her bag. I'm pretty sure,
That's
like,
fair.
Pussy came off as the type of dude with, like, nah, I'm gonna put you on game. Like, and if something happened to me, like, you need to know how to figure this shit out.
That's fair.
And I think I think that was a good representation of this. As to where you don't see that shit with Tony or Seal or anybody else with their wives.
That's fair. I like it. Yeah, sorry. I did this, and again, this is not always a down Carmella podcast, but it's just she reminds me of a certain type of person, and that's why this resonates so much. But anyways, we get to Tony and Melfi scene, and they talk about how good Veto is as an earner. I have a question for y'all about Veto.
I just want to say something about a statement first. Melfi asked, "Did you know he was gay?" And Tony said, and if you know, you know. I'm just gonna leave it at this. Tony said, "I had him pegged the whole time."
None of this shit had. It couldn't have been by accident.
Nah, this is all intentional. That's not.
They're way too smart of a writing room.
Too smart, like.
Yeah.
But I just have a question for y'all. With Veto, what's the issue?
He's a fag.
I didn't think nobody was gonna say it. I didn't think.
Hey, it's the way, it's the delivery.
No, it's the way he
really,
says it's so stupid. Like
he couldn't believe that she was asking him that question. Like, are you serious right now? Are you listening to me? Like, what am I paying you for? Have you not heard anything I said?
Right. Nah, it's crazy. Just in our era now, it's like, bro, they're really egging it on, but it's like, nah, that's how it was. Like,
facts, man. Like, you can say that freely. Like,
yeah, like,
back in the day.
Now it's like, bro,
yeah, like you can get that off.
Crazy. They got more than just F words, not just for that community, but for all kind of communities. Facts. Like, hey, we don't say this no more. We say this. We don't say that no more. We say this. We don't say this no more. We say, like, it's everywhere now. I seen something recently. I
was in the office the other day, and this old head like let it slip.
Ain't it funny though? Like, when you like, oh, you really like a Richie Aprile nigga, like,
hey,
you for real.
He immediately knew he fucked up too. But he was like, "What you say?" He said, "Oh, you know what? My bad. You're right. I ain't mean to say that."
Backpedal game.
So he used the whole word too. He used the whole word.
Booker T calling Hulk Hogan nigga and realizing right away.
Yeah, realized my bad.
Oh, that was funny. Nigga.
Like they were arguing about sports, and like Buddy said something, then the old head was like, "Oh, that was some ass shit to do."
Oh, he used what? And the whole word too. The whole word is nuts. No pun intended. But
and that word, it make people stop in their tracks now because somebody was just walking by and it was a chick who just happened to be gay. She's like, "What'd you say?" It was like,
bro. That is.
Hey, he lucky they cool because he could have got walked up out of there that day.
Yeah, nah, that's an HR. Ain't no play. I don't even want to hear your side of the story. There's nothing you can tell me that's going to excuse that.
Listen,
go ahead and pack it up, big dog.
I seen something recently on IG. It was this white lady. She was like, "Can we stop using the word obese? Obese is an offensive word to plus size people, like the N word is to black people." And then the first comment
like what?
was,
like who is to what?
Hold on, listen. So obese is offensive to plus size people, like the N word is to black people. The first and biggest comment, the fact that you said N word. Oh no person said obese, you crazy.
Yeah, and the fact that you like what you were going to say too. The fact that you said N-word versus saying obese lets you know that it's different. Obese is a medical term.
Bruh, it's crazy. Like, they try to get it off. Like, I thought it was like, all right, relax, please.
Yeah, obese is a medical term. Like, doctors use that term. Like, come on, what are we talking about?
Nah, it is. But a few different conversational pieces here, mostly about the homosexuality. And if you're in jail 5, 10 years, hey, there's no women. You get a pass for that. I know obviously y'all agree with those sentiments. Tony talks about life being
what? Oh, no. Couldn't let that one ride, Rich. No. No, buddy. Hey, we gotta figure out them conjugal visits. Like
We gotta figure.
that's unacceptable, nigga. Like that ain't no. Hey, I be fascinated when I be like, I look at them little docs, them jail docs, and it be dudes that turn full-fledged women.
Oh, they go all the way.
The fuck?
I'm like, dang.
Like, nigga, you really went inside and became like a real deal. You somebody's girlfriend.
Where's your
That is
uncle
the craziest fucking shit in the world. What? And come out and try to be go back to that girl.
Man,
nigga, is you crazy?
Studies are happening as we speak, obviously. But what do y'all want to add to this scene? There's a lot of different pieces here. It's a funny scene, insightful scene from Tony and Melfi. Really intrigued by something like this. It seemed like this was like an exciting session for Melfi. Anything that stood out to y'all that y'all want to acknowledge about the scene?
Yes, the end of it correlating back to what we talked about in the beginning. When Tony is like, it's a tall fucking order. I tell you what, even the cell phone menu, fucking, you got to navigate. And I can relate to that.
Yes.
I can relate like with shit, like you'll pull up an app or something and you just feel like you having a bad day already and you pissed off and shit won't open like it's supposed to. You get the buffering sign or something. You're like, bro, what in the fuck? Yeah. So I totally understood what Tony was saying right here and it made sense.
Yeah, I'm definitely starting to get that vibe where I'm like, man, I just literally had this conversation. I'm like, bro, it's just like everything is difficult now. I'm like, golly, I can't get from A to B without traffic. I can't get to work without, this is the way, you got to wait till tomorrow. Like, it's like, bro, everything feels difficult now. God, I can't get my order right at the drop. Like, y'all messing like, golly, bro. Like,
that shit pisses me off.
Bro, he hit it on the nose where it's like, bro, I'm just trying to have for a whole day, one day, please, just all the way straight through, smooth. Everything is accordingly, So
the most frustrating for me in that sense of what he's talking about, what you just said, it was when you use an Uber or Uber Eats. I had two scenarios back to back. One, when you order the Uber and it'll give you the driver, but the motherfucker do not move for like 10 minutes. And they're just sitting there. It say at 8 minutes for like the last 15 minutes before they get to you. So you got to cancel and do it again. Another one I just had while I ordered Uber Eats. Low down ass motherfucker said they dropped the food after I've waited an hour and 30 minutes. Said the order was complete. Nowhere to be found. Not answering the phone. So you got to order it again. And it take you another hour and 30. So it's 3 hours to get what you wanted to eat.
Did you eat that money? You eat that on the cash?
No, they gave me my money. But,
okay. All right. I'm about to say
but if you do it too much, they won't. That was the first time I'd ever done it. That was the first time somebody did me. Like, I couldn't believe the motherfucker got out. I called him like 15 times.
Oh, yeah. Not yet.
I couldn't believe he got out on me. Like,
an hour and a half
food
is crazy.
Delivered. I'm outside looking like, yeah, because when you order something for Uber Eats and it take a minute, and you're like, okay, damn, this shit finally here. I think we was about to record that day.
On DoorDash?
It was right before recording. Yeah, but I just did Uber Eats that day. They had different,
Fair.
And it was like, bro, what? Your food has been delivered. That shit was nowhere to be found, bro.
Yeah, he says too, talks, obviously like life being a gift again, but he speaks to having all the things and getting in the way of things like house, kids. In other words, like these are gifts, but they require work. So sometimes it may not appear like a gift. And that's sometimes the challenge of like life in general. Like you get these things like, I have a beautiful wife, or I have a beautiful girlfriend, or I have a beautiful career. And I love that this is my career. I'm doing this, but like, I'm not enjoying as much as I have because of the work that it requires. So is it really a gift? You know what I mean?
Sold a Ferrari. It deals with this specifically.
Hey, I need to get a sponsorship. Y'all need to start getting.
I will
get something going there. Y'all need to get sponsorship for that dude.
I will 100%. I need to reach out to him. You're right.
Yeah, just keep on pinging them. Like, or get some people to lock in and help you out. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, and then Tony jumps way out there, says I'm a strict Catholic. Like,
he really wanted Melfi to understand. Like, I wasn't in jail for that long. I didn't have to do that.
It's like, Yeah, like
I
she
ain't
don't believe that about you, but like the fact that he started really getting into like I know what you're thinking. Like she's not thinking that at all. Like,
right.
but that's which is so funny. Anything else y'all want to add to this scene?
Nah, I just love it, and I'll talk about it more towards the end of the episode.
Okay. Carmela and Tony talk about the spec house, and his uncle. Carm was right the whole time about Junior. Once he was a part of, and I just want to say that once he was a part of putting a hit out on Tony with his mother, like she was on it to say, nah, bro. Like even Melfi had said, nah, bro. But Tony, chalked it up as like, oh, well, he thinks I'm talking, I'm breaking this thing of ours. So he's in the right to whack me. So that's the reason I embraced him back. But, in a way, she was right. And then Tony says that Melfi said the reason he stuck with Junior is to prove that he was a good guy in spite of his mother hating him.
That makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah,
Because we asked like, why is Tony the one going over there delivering shit or watching him late night? So that tracks. That's what she said.
Yeah, absolutely. Carmela and Ro talk. Who and this is what she makes the reveal about, Veto. Who y'all think told Ro?
That was my question too. Who Ro fucking? Ro fucking somebody that told her. That's pillow talk right there.
That is absolutely pillow. But then,
that is pillow talk.
Okay,
or somebody got told during pillow talk and told Ro, but I don't know who would be close enough for Ro to know that. Like, who's the other chick at the table? Seal's wife. So maybe Seal's wife told her.
Maybe Seal's wife. But why would Seal's wife
swear her to secrecy?
Tell her and not Carmela. If
maybe she don't want nothing to happen to Veto.
It's hard because since you think telling Carmela would lead to somehow, I don't know. That's that. When Ro knows stuff, I know we're not supposed to look that closely. Just roll with it, but like it is a thing though. Like who told Ro? Because Ro, like I don't know, she get it off with people. Like
Ro know all the information first. Ro like Rose. She like Rose on 227.
That's a deep cut right there. Man. Yeah.
I'm not sure who told Ro though, but it's funny that she knew.
Y'all hit us up. Let us know who y'all think told Rosalie about the Veto rumor. Is it Babs? Dante? I think it's her name, Babs. Maybe I'm thinking Seinfeld. I'm not sure. But
you talking about Gab?
Gab, okay. Babs is
Seal's wife?
Yes, Gab.
Yeah,
the Babs is Kramer's mom, I believe. But anyway, yeah.
That's a deep cut. I didn't even know they showed Kramer mom on Seinfeld.
Yeah, did you ever know Kramer's first name?
Cosmo.
Okay, all right. So you ain't that far off. You ain't that far off. But yeah, I don't know. Y'all hit us up. Who y'all think told Rosalie? Is she actually
Cosmo Kramer? A crazy name.
It is Cosmo. Y'all let us know if y'all know who y'all think told Rosalie, how she got the info. But yeah, they had a conversation. Meadow walks in. Meadow does the thing that I feel like this is very accurate to how I'd imagine as a man, women would gossip. I know something, you know something. I'm going to lead you up to something, but I'm not going to give you what I know until you give me what you've already said. And when they say, her mom pretty much says, hey, pretty much we think there's a speculation Veto might be gay, and Meadow just let it all out like, oh yeah, absolutely. Finn caught him, getting giving him.
My bad. Go ahead.
I
love this. It's such a great actor.
Yep.
Like Edie Falco, Meadow. I can't think of her real name.
Jamie Lynn Sigler.
Such great acting by both of these. This is one of my favorite scenes, probably of the series, and I love how they try to play it off. Ro hit her with such a young lady, and then as soon as they say, Vito's having marital problems, I can probably guess what that's all about. And then it immediately intrigues Carmela. Like just the way this played out was fantastic. Great writing.
And it's different because it's in comparison to Rosalie's reaction was crazy. Whoa. Like, she looked so thrown off. Like, because again, everybody's thinking he's pictured. That's what's throwing it all the way off for people. Like, because they think they look at it, but like, you see her reaction. Like, she was like, oh. Like, it was like,
Rosalie was like, damn, bitch, you got the tea for real.
Right,
like,
yeah, like, whoa.
You got the tea.
Like, I thought I had something. But and Meadow's looking really good in this scene. I did like this, like the she's aging well in this. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely great acting and getting it off. And it speaks the difference to Christopher's sponsor, how giddy and excited he was to tell it versus how Meadow was like more chill about, oh yeah, I can tell you that. Like, how cool. That just speaks to like women, how well they do this, bro. Like, the way they do this, they way smoother. Like, dudes be like, giddy, like, bro, you all out in the open at the bada bing. You got the dancers out. You got customers out. You know, you don't know who, you know what I mean? And they way so they're in the kitchen, bro. Just them three. Like, it's different.
And it speaks a lot to Meadow, like how long she's kept this under wraps.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, like Carmela said, like, why didn't you say anything? She was like, well, Veto told him not to. And it was as simple as that. In the real world, it was as simple as, well, he told him not to say nothing. But with everything that they dealing with, it's like way more complicated, which was interesting.
Yeah.
And then how Tony walks in so unassuming. This was such a good scene.
Yeah.
It's the first thing Carmela says.
And even how they transition it to the next scene, it's like perfect. Like,
now we got to go get Finn.
Yep.
Finn got to explain it to everybody. Like, this is a lot more complicated than with just Finn.
Yeah, but we need all this for the mob guys, because we got to, make a very concise decision, especially being in at the end. So we go to Satrial's, and Phineas, he's still Phineas at this point for me, still from what he's allowed so far. But I just thought the scene was just funny because of the unspoken thing amongst them, is that they almost seem to be willing to chalk it up if he was pitching, but the fact that he was catching, Paulie took it the hardest. What did y'all want to add to this scene, bro?
If you watch this with subtitles, one of the funny things about this is when Tony says "all right," they spell it AWITE.
Hey, all right. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
This is a good scene as well to follow, especially like you said, following the other scene, how nervous Finn was, and him really not. I'll ask y'all this: do y'all think he never said anything because he's scared of what would happen to Veto, or he just felt like it wasn't his business to speak up?
I think he was scared of Veto, and in the back of my mind, he knew, because he even mentioned it to I was about to say to Jamie Lynn. He mentioned to Meadow later in the episode, like, what do you think they're gonna do to him? I think he knows, like, if I say something, Vito gonna get fucked up. Just best for me to overall just keep my mouth shut. But I think more than anything, Vito had him shook.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was scared of him. I mean, he seen them. Like, he couldn't get over the fact of how violent they were right there on the construction site. So, off of a joke. So, and of course, Vito said, "Don't try that all shuck shit with me." You know what I mean? So he's like, "Oh man, this nigga, I would gay or not, this nigga is not playing." Again, this is Phineas. He didn't grow up over here. A different kind of dude. Like us, it is different. Like even
if he didn't grow up over here, I'm sorry, I gotta say this. This is random. This has everything to do with your new podcast, Mo. Nigga, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I don't know where you got Wisconsin from, but I just had to.
Oh no,
they text you in real time.
They hit us. They hit us in the chat. I mean, they hit me in the chat. I said, "Oh, old nigga brain."
Yeah, I just had to say that. I was The Wood, the movie The Wood. You can't just say The Wood. Talking about. Never mind. Let me stop.
Inglewood, California.
Yeah, he mentioned Salem, Wisconsin, and I'm like, bro, you don't know where Big Mike from?
Yeah, it been a grip. Old nigga brain. Like I look.
I'm older than you, and I'll never forget that.
Well, you're a cinephile though. Like, so you're like I don't know about that. I just
I was about to say you like The Wood. So, whoa. The movie.
I mean, I think Veto does, but
all right, man, keep going, man. Let's go, man. Let's keep going.
All right, let's try to get us through this thing, man. Not another 3-hour episode.
It's too late, bro.
I'm about to say we might be too late for that.
I don't think so. We started a little after 8, so we gonna land this plane. But yeah,
It,
what?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, there's another reference to that.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, pretty much. We get just quickly. Phineas comes there, and then we transition back over to Veto. Veto walks the town. This location is such a contrasting location in comparison to Jersey, with the waterfalls and everything, and just how colorful this town looks. It just looks like a totally different. I don't know how much they built as far as the set goes, but it's just a very interesting town. Chris Falone, if you're listening, have you been to this location? I don't think I've seen people post anything of this location, but if this is a real location, let us know, because I'm very interested to see this, because I've always thought it was interesting when he went to this mock-up version of New Hampshire, which Rick just said is Boonton, but yeah. And we'll jump right back to Satrials with Phineas. So this is where the big reveal comes, where he tells him the story, and Seal pretty much said he's so trying to get some clarity. He said, "Okay, so go back for me." So when the security guard was blowing Veto, no, that's not how it went. Veto was blowing the security guard. Son of a, like, Paulie was like, he could not, because again, that unspoken understanding that, okay, so maybe he does play for the other team. I can maybe live with it. He's a good earner, and he ain't never showcased that thing, like showcased that he has these traits. But the fact that like he's all the way blows his mind crazy. So what did y'all want to add to this scene? Because I definitely got a line of the episode for me, and this was oh man.
I think people were making good points. I think Tony was making good points.
Yeah.
Also, the best point being, as far as their business and what they do, not a real world point, but a Sopranos world point, when Seal was like, bro, look, if you don't do this, like, people aren't going to respect you. And what's going to happen is the envelope's going to become lighter because they don't think that you're able to do what you need to do. And then what you going to do from there? That was the most convincing thing I think that Tony heard.
Yeah.
Bobby said, we can't have him in our social club anymore. He's got to go.
Spoiler alert, that's the line of the episode. But what
the fuck is that to think about?
Bro, I'll get to that more. What you want to say, Rick? You on mute.
You on mute, Rich.
Just the overall anger and how they're we've been talking about it all episode, how minute they make these situations when they're much broader. And I like the fact that Tony brought up the bigger picture. Like, it's not as simple as, hey, this is something we disagree with, let's get rid of them. There are other factors into play. And like Spike mentioned, his conversation with Seal, when Seal was reading the book, or not Seal, but Tony was reading this magazine. He's like, what? And Seal dropping the knowledge on him, man. Yeah. Let him know exactly what time it is.
Yeah.
I know we didn't get to that scene yet, but
yeah.
Big real estate. What do you say? Big construction tycoon.
Whoever thought when he was greasing the union what he really meant? These niggas getting weak.
Man, like, and I love it, bro. I should cut off his all that. Like, Phil visits his cousin.
Chris said it'll be an honor. Come on, man. These niggas wild.
Yeah, he's
crazy. It's crazy.
It is. Shouts out to the never mind. Phil
that fucking shit bag.
Hey. All right. I gotta get away. I gotta get my Rich on. Just get all the way away.
Yeah, you the reason it's about to be 3 hours.
All right. Phil visit. Watch this. Watch this. Phil visits his cousin Marie Spatafore, pretty much confronts, and he fishes to try to figure out where his brother-in-law is. Cousin-in-law. Brother-in-law? Cousin-in-law? Cousin-in-law. Carmela visits Angie, and Benny and Patsy were there talking with her, and she just needs a moment with them. Roll tells Carmela that Angie has money on the streets. So anything I want to add
afford to do it?
Right. I don't even know what that means.
What do you mean?
I didn't know what that meant. She has money on the streets. I don't know what that means.
She taking rackets in, booking, like betting games, getting rackets from other businesses, like for operating, just things like that the men do.
Okay.
Two can get you forward like a double dare.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's trying to expand that portfolio.
Exactly. Like she throwing Benny and my man money. They probably gonna put her up on a couple little deals right there, and look, we can double your money if you do this. So yeah, she just got money outside.
She getting her Lady Shylock on.
I don't know who that is.
That's old girl.
Lorraine.
Suck your cocks.
Oh, got you.
Is she any good?
She any good?
What am
Valid
I
question.
for? You
You probably.
I'm probably taught her. Boy, yeah, great intro.
Great field line.
But yeah, Carmella's, as far as the Carmella and Ro conversation, she kind of speaking about Angie a little bit, and she's like, our grandmothers did it and this and that, and she's trying to like get inspired about it and all that, but it's still just like, this is cap. Like you're not gonna get in the mud for real. Like I just don't never believe her in this space. And I mean, obviously we know how the series goes, but she's talking to her, trying to convince herself. That's how it feels to me, basically. When she's talking to Ro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then Angie, just the fact that Angie got it like she got it, dealing with the men, and the fact that Carmella was separated from Tony and couldn't get anything popping correctly, versus Angie actually being a widow, it speaks the difference. Like we not in the same league. Y'all can appreciate this, but she's not like us, right?
Yep.
So, we get Tony, Sil, and Carlo. Tony pretty much gives Carlo the promotion to say, hey, look, you're gonna take over the April crew. And Carlo's honored by it, but Carlo gets very expressive and very open about this. What did y'all think about this scene? Because of course, the Sil scene comes up in this too.
I'm wondering, you said the April crew, but he said construction. The head of the April crew does construction every time, or you just?
Well, I thought like Veto, I feel like I thought the construction was like the top of the racket of that crew. Like,
because I think as an earner, but I don't know if they put him as the head of that crew. I'm not sure. I ain't saying you're wrong. I was asking if you knew.
Well, so Veto at the construction site, Patsy's under Veto, right?
I don't know.
Because all of the people that was at the site I thought were under Veto. It's Patsy, Eugene, Lil Paulie.
You may be right. I was asking. I don't know.
You make a fair point. I can't actually I can't stand on that fully. You make a good point. Like we're gonna put you over to construction. Doesn't necessarily make you the captain because he ain't necessarily saying I'm against him yet. So
was he the right pick for the job?
I mean, I guess
based
Bobby,
off what
I guess.
I think that's why they explained. I think that's why they had Tony explain what was going on. Because to us as viewers, you're probably like, why Carlo get it?
Mm-hmm.
So he must have been on the internal.
I would say Patsy was more qualified. This would have been Patsy's time, in my opinion. Yeah. This is where we get of course, the hypothetical. Sil talks about like when he comes by, are you gonna kiss both cheeks? Again, just the double entendre there. But yeah,
Tony living hey, listen, Tony up here reading a Rob report.
Bro, this man said, man, he helped fund my boat,
sort of like he did the yachting earlier.
Yeah, the Rob report.
Sitting there reading the Rob report, it's like I love the symbolism of how good your life really is. Like your life is too good to have these type of problems, man. Come on now, Mo, man. You niggas ain't know about a Rob report.
What?
About a high-speed Porsche. I.e., you niggas ain't know how to floss till I came through the door like Eric B for prayers. Respect me in this bitch. One of the most underrated whole verses ever.
They love these references. Like, I love, this podcast is all encompassing.
We used to read them in high school and dream our asses off. Where like we had somebody had a subscription, they'll bring them every month. You the most popular person in the school.
You know what the Rob report is, Mo?
Rich listing book.
It's like
a Forbes thing.
You know how people how people into fashion read GQ.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if it's you
it's
casually
like,
just in a Rob Report is like the playground for rich niggas.
facts.
Luxury
All
cars, boats,
boats.
watches. Like nigga, this is what you should be getting right now, and it's like niggas like well, one day I'm speaking into existence, but most niggas like you wouldn't even think about looking at it.
Yeah,
because there's nothing in there that you'll ever dream about owning.
Unless you about that like Tony Soprano life.
Yeah, which is like, and I think that's why between the Yachting magazine and the Rob Report is just kind of showing you
those subtle things show how much he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, more money, more problems.
But if you juxtapose it against the Melfi scene,
yep,
that nigga pretty much admitted, like, man, we strapped. Interesting.
Toddy's last few scenes together. Meadow working at a white collar fraud place of business. And they know a law firm, and they know that she's Tony Soprano's daughter. Carmela asked Tony while he's working out about in the pool about the building inspector, and he blows it off again. Phineas and Meadow, they have a talk again about the whole Veto thing, and how it's been dealt with, and the Johnny Macaroni, obviously Sacrimony is tying. And
it's Phineas fucking Meadow in the theater room of Tony's house.
Absolutely. He's earned Finn back for me. That's the only thing I was gonna say. Him kind of checking her like, I don't want to hear nothing about that again. Stop all that. You know what I mean? Because he made a good point when he kind of got her back. So he's back Finn for me. And then the last scene, Veto goes into the antique store and the guy just says, "Hey, you're a natural." And the line was just a forced line. Like it just felt forced. So between those four scenes, do y'all got anything y'all want to add to it?
Finn being scared of Veto, but it's fucking Tony Soprano's daughter in the crib is nuts.
Crazy.
This nigga put ice on her last season in front of everybody.
What?
At the pool.
It's completely different. That's completely different than
bruh.
If Tony walked in right now, she has no panties on.
Saying that. Like y'all, this is in private. You're in public putting ice on my daughter in a
you in my
pool
house.
Chair. I don't know
you're
doing that.
Ice,
I don't know you're doing. Nah, you're not playing. You don't put ice on my daughter, dude. Like you understand? Like I keep saying
man.
that.
You can play with my daughter like that. Pause.
If that play with my daughter like that.
Yeah,
all right.
Y'all in public
and smoking a joint.
Yeah, in my theater room, I walk in and you smashing my daughter. Imagine you walk in and Meadow getting back shots.
Bro, imagine me walking out at a barbecue and everybody's chilling, smoking cigars, and you're on a lawn on a pool chair on
That's
her,
worse.
and you're putting you're so comfortable. Bro, not only am I doing it in front of you, you're doing it in front of everybody.
Just got smashed.
I didn't see that
in my theater room.
I didn't see that though.
You have evidence of it. You looking at it?
Like looking at what, bruh? Looking at what? What do I have evidence of? I can walk in. Okay, there's a smell there, but like.
I did not smell pussy in my house.
I'm gonna get you together, but I'll live through it. If I see you put ice on my daughter in front of everybody at a barbecue, and you're like in between her chat, no.
I'm Tony
Y'all
Soprano.
sound like
in my theater room, and there's a pussy smell in there, and I know it's not me. And what me and Carmela been doing? Oh, somebody.
Oh, I'm getting you together. I'm just saying that's number two, because
that's by far.
I'm telling y'all, telling you as a father, it is number two, because there's a different. You tried to be.
What's gonna happen when your daughter kiss your boyfriend in front of you?
No. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that.
Your daughter can't kiss.
Not until there's got to be
married?
time. There has to be time established. Like that's
what I'm saying. When she's married and she's
that's
kissing
totally
her husband.
Do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. That's your man.
Interesting.
Yeah,
but
boyfriends come and go.
But she can have sex in your theater room if you don't know.
I'm not saying you get off the hook, but at least you tried to be sneaky and do this. You being open and
that's worse.
No, it's not.
That's worse.
No, it's not. You're being sneaky because you have enough respect to say I don't want to get caught by my father in the act of doing something like this. This nigga take the initiation on Marco Polo. You're so comfortable in front of all these people. We're having foreplay while everybody's chilling, getting lit. I'm putting ice on your daughter with her breasts and panties out, and I'm licking her between her breasts. Nigga, no. What are you talking about, bro? You
She got a
bugging.
bikini on. She got a bikini on. It's not
Same
her
thing.
broad
Same thing.
pants.
You're not seeing it that way when that's your child that you once changed diapers, nigga. What are you talking about?
You wilding right now.
No, I'm not.
You wilding.
I'm not.
You are
You're
wilding.
misinformed. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Maybe, man. I don't have kids, so.
But anyways, teach is on. But that is our episode nonetheless, man. We thank y'all for tuning in. Before we get out of here, we always like to leave with our rankings because that's what we do here on Good Earners. So without further ado, season 6, episode 6, Live Free or Die, Spike Lee. How do you rank this episode? Is it just another envelope, a good earner, or a made episode?
I was close to giving this just another envelope episode because nothing really happens here.
Yeah, no
like nothing. Yeah, essentially nothing happens to further the story of the Sopranos along. Mm-hmm. But it was entertaining. There were some really good scenes here, some really interesting things happening in the sense of character development, not as far as plot though. So I'll give it a good honor. A good honor.
Fair enough. Rich, what say you?
It's a good earner, but it's weird because there's some made stuff in here.
Yeah.
It's from a television storytelling point of view. Mm-hmm. It doesn't push the overall sense of the story. I think there's something to be accomplished. As I mentioned, no violence in a mob show, but yet it's still so memorable. Mm-hmm. Really good, strong episode. If I gave it, I say this a lot, if I gave it a made, I feel like I'd just be giving it away. Mm-hmm. So if you got to think about it, those are the decisions you should know. You don't have to think about it. So it's going to be a good earner. Yeah. Solid episode. Doesn't do a ton, but I enjoyed it.
Yep. Good earner for me. Same thing. It's better than just another envelope. This is definitely a good earner. It's not a made episode for the reasons they said, but it's a good earner. Spike, who gets the good earner chain for you this episode?
Oh, the good earner chain for me this episode goes to Angie bumping Sarah.
I like it.
I gotta go to Angie. Flossing on these hoes.
Flossing on them. Rich.
That was my choice, Angie.
I'm going trips. I'm going trips with y'all, man. Like that. She killed this.
First trips in a minute.
That's that. So we got trips on. Yeah, episode rank trips on good earner. Broken balls. Obviously, there's one that's super obvious.
Obvious one, but
yeah.
If I had to go outside of the obvious, I would say my nigga Hugh, man. Like, don't pull up to my crib. I'm retired on my leisure day. You done wasted months of my life putting this fucking house together. Y'all been in the hospital for God knows how long. Now he recovering and you still ain't did shit. You just happen to pull up one day and see that I took and sold this shit because I know what I can do with it because I'm in that market. And now you mad? You mad pulling up in the new Porsche and all the shit that you got, man? I've dealt with this shit my whole life. Let her go. Mm-hmm. So I go Hugh, man.
Okay. Who gets the broken balls from you, Rich?
The old school. The old school that Phil Leotardo talks about, the old school that Richie Aprile talks about. This whole situation just lets you know how far away you are from things like that. Like there was never, like I said, there's no way somebody like Corky or even Chris's dude that's a sponsor from AA, you're not making these slick comments about a made man and just even feeling comfortable enough to say that shit. Right? There's so many traditions that they're just, and this whole conversation is about that. Just the whole mindset of what this means if Veto's gay and the whole, like all of this stuff is just, they veered far away from what this whole thing was made on. Mm-hmm. And if anything, tradition and all that stuff, that it's got the broken balls. I had to read, because I mean, we all know what Vito's the true answer is. So it's like, how do I get a little bit creative on this?
Carmela. She just didn't have no control over. She ain't had no control over nothing. Like her dad went and got the pieces, sold it up. Tony ain't rolled over on the guy to get the construction, situated. Bumping said she tried to meet up with Angie. Angie gave her the 1 minute finger, like, hold up. She just kept taking L's the whole episode. So Carmela for me for sure. Spike Lee, your favorite quote?
I'm not going first. You. Me? No, I'm just saying that was my quote from Meadow.
Oh, okay. That's good. You said you posted the document at the end, though. I didn't know. I'm not going first. I like it. Okay. What about you, Rich?
He's up.
I thought that's
my quote of the episode is it could be a midlife thing. Sucking a cock.
Right, bruh.
Hey, that delivery, that nigga, I feel like that's exactly the same way I'd respond. Nigga said dead ass like it could be a midlife. This nigga Chris said, sucking a cock.
Like, how you get there?
Like, that's a midlife crisis? Shit.
Right, man, boy.
That shit was hilarious to me.
No, it was. Mine's is social club. He's gotta go. Like, just the fact, like, I'm passionate, like, this nigga gotta die. Like, so that's from Carlo, obviously. And lastly, Spike Lee, what's your favorite moment of the episode?
My favorite moment of the episode. Same as my quote. That scene, the whole scene where Meadow finally spills the beans that she knew about Veto and saw telling what Finn saw in the parking lot. And how Ro responded and how Carmela responded, then immediately telling Tony. That was great.
Okay, Rich, what about you?
The Melfi scene. Melfi scene with Tony, man. There's so many layers and so many things to look at in that scene. There's such a level of vulnerability and confusion and Tony not being on his game, and Melfi sees right through it, and he's so confused. It's the only time I've really seen Tony confused talking to Melfi. Like, he's giving up information. If you didn't know, obviously it's clear where Tony's at as far as therapy and what he's using it for. So when he's actually being honest, it goes against him because, like, oh shit, like, I'm not trying to. I'm giving off this image of being something that I'm not. I'm having as much cash, but I really don't. That'll come up again and chasing it. And just his whole overall thoughts, like, all right, I get what your lifestyle and what you do says. What do you feel about this? How is this impacting you? Let's talk about that. And let's get away from all your insecurities. Like, you're so concerned with how people view you and how you look that it's really eating at you on the inside. And all your bullshit about every day is a gift, you're obviously not living that. Like, you having to go out of your way to make sure I know that you weren't in jail a long time to even be on that shit. Like, bruh, that's you projecting all that. I ain't asked you about that. And then he even said, like, you don't believe me, do you? Like, it was just a great scene where we don't see Tony really shook or rattled. It's like, damn, he don't really know what to do in this situation. Like, this is something that I think he truly feels like he doesn't care, but he's not allowed to say that out loud. And it was just a combination of a lot of great things. I just enjoyed this scene. Even though I do like the lesbian thing, you know, that's all right.
Jessica Biels.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Devil in the Blue Dress.
Man.
Jessica Biels was in that.
She had a moment for sure. For me, the guys
with
at the Beam.
So what?
Devil in the Blue Dress with
Denzel and Don Cheadle.
Who'd you say was in that?
Not Jessica Biel. Like, you think about Justin Timberlake wife?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, Jessica Biel's. She was in the show called The L Word. That's why he said the lesbian thing.
Okay. Because I thought he was doing one of those things where he says the word the wrong way. That's why. Okay.
No. So Jessica Biels is an actress.
Okay.
She was in this TV show that came out in 2004 called The L Word. I think that's the name of it.
Yeah,
and it was about lesbians and stuff like that.
Okay,
she was also like the main woman in Devil in the Blue Dress, the one that everybody was searching for and all that. She was in that film.
Yeah.
This white lady?
Yeah. She's supposed to be like Creole in Devil in the Blue Dress or something like that.
I'm looking at the wrong person. I'm still looking at Justin Timberlake, boy.
Not her. No.
Well, let me get us out of here before we get to the threshold. But mine's just the guys at the Bing. Paulie taking it the hardest. Like, I feel like I've been stabbed in the heart. Like, and then Tony's like, "Hey man, sit down." He's like, "Hey, no, I ain't sitting down." Like, and then he
sorry
says,
if I yelled.
Sorry that I yelled. See, how much betrayal can I take? You know, he's taking it real personal.
I'm sorry, Jennifer Beals.
Jennifer Beals. Yeah,
yes,
I like her.
Yes.
Yeah, she one of my. Yeah, she played in something. Okay, yeah, I like her.
Yeah,
she was in Book of Eli.
Well, yeah, that's our episode, man. We thank y'all for tuning in, man. If y'all want to reach out, goodearnerpod_Sopranos on Instagram, or y'all can reach out on email, goodearnerpod@gmail.com. We will read your emails on air and respond, man. We thank y'all for tuning in as we get ready to wrap this show, but not this podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. And remember, don't forget about it.